Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dave with LoFiTrader. Pay attention because we have some news to bring you today. So, thank you so much for joining me. Let's get right into this. First thing that we got going on today is we need to understand what is going on with the economic calendar. So I bring it up on investing.com, free site. You guys are more than welcome to take a little peeky gander at it if you would like. Right here on investing.com, we have the Consumer's Confident Report. The Consumer Confident Report. If you don't know what that is, I'll just give you a little read through of what that is for you. Okay. So let's take a little peeky gander at that. The Consumer Confidence, also known as CB. The Consumer Confident measures the level of consumer confidence in the economic activity. It is a leading indicator as it can predict consumer spending, which may play as a major role in the overall economic activity. Higher readings point to higher consumer optimism. So the last February on the 28th, the forecast was 108 and the actual was 102.9. Now, some people might ingest this information a little different than others, but if the overall consumer confidence measures that the economy is going to do well, then you can understand that the consumer confidence would be more willing to spend in that scenario. As to where if the consumer confidence is going down, they're less likely to spend that money, which would definitely reduce the inflation. And then obviously, if you're reducing inflation, Papa Powell doesn't need to necessarily keep raising interest rates, right? So that's just that's one little. Hey, good morning, B. Stewie. Good to see you. I know you got some stuff you got to take care of this morning. So good luck to you, brother. Hope everything goes all right. I think you were talking to the surgeon today, if I remember correctly, and I hope everything goes very, very smooth with you. So what we're doing here today, guys, is once we go through the large cap, the small cap, the news, the earnings. Then we'll catch up on the chat and we'll look at some of the trades I'm in today. So I've been sitting in front of this market for about 45 minutes now. I've already taken a few trades, just getting it in there kind of small. Might be doing it pretty big today, guys. So pay attention. You know, if you watch close, you might see that I might take bigger than expected moves today, just because, you know, I'm sick of calling all these awesome plays out and not playing them. So I'm going to play them today, and we're going to see how interesting things can be. Obviously, I'm still risk adverse. I'm not going to risk my whole account on this, but I'm definitely going to take some more sizable trades, and you guys might get to see that here today. Just so everybody knows, whether you're listening to this now or on a live, I'll be switching the schedule up. I will be actually doing I'll be doing videos at night, and I'll be doing shorts at night. I'll be releasing them around 5 or 6 o'clock, and we'll come back and we'll revisit this live show in a couple of months. But my knee's all better. I'm going to head back to work. I'm going to make some more money. I'm going to keep building this account up like I love to do, and building up my retirement, my supplemental, my 401k. I'll be fattening all those up for the next, 6 to 8 months. And then when I come back, I will have even more money to trade with and even more sentiment to sit on my butt, take my time, relax, and enjoy and love what I'm doing. So I hope to continue to bring that passion to you, just not through the live streams, through the videos, through the shorts. And then from there, we'll always have our Discord, so that way we can chat all day about what's going on and who's doing what, who's taking what shorts. So yeah, good morning, guys. It's good to see you, and cheers. This one's for you, not for me, because I don't need any more. I've already drank a cup and a half, so if I keep sipping it for me, caffeine, those caffeine levels rise. You better watch out. But anyway, let's not let this market take us too much by surprise. I do want to understand where the sentiment is at in this overall market. So let's run through it really quick, guys. We have the SPY right up here at this resistance area. So why am I saying that this is a resistance area? Well, let's zoom out on the hourly and I will show you. There's more than one reason why this is considered a resistance area. If you see, I have pulled this liquidity line from you all the way from back here. I'm pulling all of these lines, which are very heavy area. Okay, and we're also on a downing trend line. See this coming straight down? So we have 2 points of contact right here. Now this could be very explosive to the north side if it wants to push up higher, but this thing could very easily fail here because we are in a 2-part of resistance. So if this breaks through this 2 parts of resistance, meaning a downward trend line and resistance in this price action area between 398 and 400, if this breaks through here, watch out. Watch out. I do really feel like things could just explode from this area, okay? Because this is a very, very key area. So if it gets going right in this area, I do think that we could head higher, but obviously be careful. We are in an area of liquidity, and the last time it peeked its head up through, anytime it's peeked its head up through, this was the FOMC meeting if you guys remember, peeked its head up through and then sold off super hard. But here's the cool thing. It held new higher lows right here, okay? And this is even a new higher low, even though it came back down. It's still a new higher low on my hourly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 new higher lows, and trying to push up into that resistance again. So this thing could pull back, and if it holds this uptrend, we still keep testing this 400 area, then I think there's a very big explosive move to happen here. So that might not happen today, but I think within this week, I think we're going to see it, and it might happen today. I'm not expecting it. I don't want to expect anything. I don't want to have a confirmation bias-y towards that, but I definitely don't want to allude to the fact that that's not there. So we have the SPY sitting right there at resistance. Will it break through and then become support? That's a great question. So that's the SPY. We have the IWM also running right into this resistance area. It's also on a downtrend. It looks like it broke through that downtrend a little bit, but we could just draw another one. We could just go like this, so it could be into this. Now, if we look at this area, yes, it is a high area of resistance at this 175, 174, 175 area. So we need to see this thing want to break through again as well. Same thing with Qs. We're right up here at its resistance. We could draw a downtrend line on this area just so you guys can have a better understanding. But we're in an area of liquidity, of resistance right up here at the top. But again, if the Qs break out of this cup and they want to head higher, I think it could be extremely explosive, like diarrhea after Taco Bell. So here is Netflix. Netflix is ramping right up. Oh, you guessed it, right up into its resistance area. If you guys remember, I was right here, and I remember New Vision popping in, and he goes, "Hey man, you gonna short this? You gonna short this?" And I was like, "Man, I really do want to short this. I really do." But it smacked me around too much, so I stayed away from it. But that was funny that hey, this is your time. This is your time to take it. And that would have been a nice trade. We made a couple $100 off of that. But after something beats you up for too long, you don't want to hold out forever, right? So Microsoft right back up here at its highs at 280.93, showing some extreme strength here in the overall market, pushing up right at those highs. So this is a nice area for a short, but if it wants to hold these areas, even if it pulls back, if it keeps continuing to hold, keep pushing into these new up into these all-time, all monthly highs, we could see an explosive move to the upside. Same thing with Amazon. As you guys see, it touched that liquidity area, sold off hard, but then on this hourly, you can see this huge soak. So it's a big sign for that stock. Same thing with Meta, right up here, pushing just so tight. To me, it looks like it's going to explode. That's my main watch, is that and Tesla, because Tesla looks like it's in an area of resistance here. Now, as you can see, I've already taken a trade on this, but because it's pushing up higher and things look like they want to continue higher, I won't be holding on this thing for too long. If it wants to continue to show this strength here, then I'm going to want to exit this trade. But where this sits at in the pre-market, if this acts as support, which it does look like it was acting as support with new volume coming in right here, maybe I'll want to scale out of this trade a little bit. Just because of the strength that it's showing. It pushed up through its resistance, it's pulled back, it didn't have a lot of selling off volume, and then boom, we get a nice push up, some selling off volume, and more buying volume to come in. So is this the blow off top? We'll see. If it gets up any higher than this area, I'm going to want to exit before market open, because I think, like I was saying, we're pushing up on a lot of resistance areas, but it can be very explosive to the north side if we're not careful. So just kind of holding on to this to see if it wants to break this, if it wants to hold this downward trend line, and if it wants to continue to the south side. If this thing does not want to, and it does want to hold this 193, we'll exit this trade and we'll look for pullbacks for longs. And Meta is going to be my eyeball for that long, because it's pushed, and now because it's cleared all this area and is just kind of bouncing around in that area, I think we really have the ability to just explode to the north side. So these are my thoughts, not yours though. I want you guys taking your trades, your books, to trade your hands so you have the confidence to do that. So here we are. We're kind of just sitting in purgatory with a lot of these, not diddling in the middle, but we are sitting at the highs at a lot of these. So this is like, does it explode higher? Does it have its continuation higher? Or is this the spot where the the bears get or the bulls get trapped and the bears prevail? So there's a lot of scenarios that could play out today, so I'm pumped to be here. I'm happy that we're gonna have this crazy yeah, what's up Ponzi Fonzie? Yeah, Taco Bell man, what's up Muley? Awesome, good morning guys, it's awesome to see you. Yeah man, you know that Taco Bell, it can be pretty explosive, and so can Meta if it wants to move to the north side. So yeah, just watch your P's and Q's, guys. We want to make sure that when you are taking these trades that you at least have your risk management in mind. How about Google? Well, that's a great question. We'll take a little peeky gander at Google. So Googl, Alphabet, also known as, sitting right up at these highs. Guys, if we look, the last time it was up here, it sold off pretty hard. It made this little cup and then sold off hard. It is above a 200-day moving average, which is always a beautiful thing to see. But I think for Google, if you're looking long-term to the north side, you're going to need more time for this thing to kind of fizzle out, trade sideways before creating these higher lows. But it's really extended, really pushing higher here. And I do like it. I do like the way Google looks here, just because, see this base on the bottom? I've been a fanboy ever since I seen this base, and because everything was looking so weak in the market, and everything looked like it was falling in this area. Everything looked like it was falling, and the only thing we could really root for was Google, because it finally made it all the way down to this liquidity area. And so I drew this out weeks ago, and we've been a fanboy ever since. So look, it's making new higher lows. This is the daily, making new higher lows, higher low, and then now we need to figure out where this higher low is going to end. So this hasn't created a new higher low yet, but it's just kind of like lingering around in this area. So maybe a pullback, a retest of this 200-day moving average, maybe let this 10 and 21 catch up to it. I think this has the ability to move higher, but right where it's sitting on the daily, I think it needs some more time to let us know what's going on. So maybe some sideways action from here to let us know that it's strong, and then from there, we can take a little peeky gander to see what is going on with Google. But right now, it's just looking strong. It's had a nice push, and I would love to see this thing trade sideways in that area. So let's go ahead and look at AAPL. I don't think we've looked at that one yet. Apple just looks like it's back up into this resistance area. It's trading a little lower. It's at that 160. Now, as you guys know, 160 was a very defined area. Every $1.50 area on Apple with the book maps just looked absolutely fire the past couple days. And right here, 159.80 actually looks like this huge area of liquidity at 159.80. So keep that in mind, guys, for Apple. 159.80 and 161 seem to be the highest areas of liquidity. So keep that in mind when you are keeping your eye on AAPL. Delicious but nutritious Apple. So guys, I'm just so pumped that you're here. I'm pumped that you're here. I got some exciting news to tell you. It might be good for you, might not be good for you, but my knee's all better. The whole reason why I started the stream was because of this knee, and I absolutely have a passion for stock trading and analysis. So I'm pumped that I have been able to do this. But I will be heading back to work to continue to build my accounts, to continue to build all of my accounts, my pension, supplemental, 401k, all of that good stuff. So I will continue to bring content out at least 3 days a week is my absolute minimal goal. And I will be bringing out shorts, probably 2 shorts and 1 video every week. And I want to make sure that I'm bringing you the best quality content. So I'll be looking at the forecast ahead when it comes to, hey, if I release a video like today, I'll be talking about, tomorrow's let's see, So today we have consumer confidence. I'll be bringing up, the consumer confidence. There's also another consumer confidence tomorrow. But like this week, we have pending home sales, crude oil inventories, GDP, initial jobless claims, and core PCE. So I'll bring all that up, let you guys know to put what to put on your calendar, what I'm watching for in my stock list and my stock trades. And I'll bring you some fire watch lists so you guys have those on hand. And I'll be doing long and short ideas. Obviously, I'm going to be bringing you guys as absolute much awesome content as I possibly can. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell so when I do release something, you guys will get it first and you can continue supporting me just like I want to continue supporting you. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. We're going to take some wildly speculative trades today. Maybe not so speculative, but if I see it and I call it, I'm going to want to be in it. So what do I see today? Well, running through the charts, it looks like we have a lot of things that are pushing up into that resistance area. So currently, I'm looking for a short, but if it breaks those resistance areas, shows strength in this market, my main watch is Meta. My main watch is Meta. If Meta wants to continue to push up in this area and show this strength in this area, well then I am going to go ahead and have to take a tasty little long, because I do like Meta in this area. I like how much it's push, and now it's just kind of sitting there. And I don't really care for Tesla in this area, so I'm going to hold this short that I have. I'm short 100 shares short in this 193.61, so I'm down about 10 bucks, but it is starting to look strong, trying to hold up here in this pre-market. If I zoom out on the hourly, and we will absolutely Castelia, we will be looking at Walgreens in just 1 second. So this is all I'm doing for Tesla. You see this downward trend line here. It just broke up above 193. I got 100 shares short. I'm just, my plan is to hold on to this thing to get down to this 190 area. Because this 190 area is strong, I will probably exit half of this trade here and then let the other half ride to see if it stops me out for either break even, or we'll ride this thing down to the next area below, which would be this 176. So those are my goals. We're going to see if we can actually hold out onto this, because the way it's looking, if it wants to hold out this area in pre-market, I'm not going to want to hold on to this thing during market open. I will hold on to it during market open, but it's not something I want to do. Okay, so there's that. And so yeah, let's take a look at Walgreens. Anytime you guys bring me anything, you gotta let me know what the actual ticker symbol is, or I'll have to look it up for you. So Walgreens ticker symbol. There we go. WBA. Okay, so this actually, I don't think I've looked up WBA. I don't think I've ever looked up Walgreens, which is funny. But yeah, so if you guys look at WBA, remember we have earnings on the 28th. Okay, so that's tomorrow, guys. That's tomorrow before the market opens. This thing is going to have earnings. So the first thing I want to tell you right off the get, Castelia, is that I don't like to play earnings until after earnings comes out. Okay, and then even then they can be very volatile and crazy. So unless you have a way to trade earnings, and if you need a way to trade earnings, I actually have a video in the video section on my YouTube that shows you how I play earnings. I use a 5-minute gap up range break, and if you want to check that out, obviously do that after the stream. But if you're looking at this and you're looking to take a trade, this might be something that you might be able to take an earnings gap up on. Now, this thing only moves 2.4%, so it's a slower mover. It's a bigger boat. This is something that you would end up finding in your Dow Jones. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's a slower mover. This would be more for a longer term investing, not a day trade. It's below its 200-day moving average, and as you guys know, preach it all the time, if it's below a 200-day moving average, I don't really care to mess with it, right? If anything, I'd be looking more for a short, but not in this area, because this looks more like an area of support, because we have this base down here. Okay, we have this base down here. This is its liquidity area, meaning this should be where it's being supported all the way back from, well, actually it might count as resistance, but this should act as support. And if it does not show support in this area, this might, this might fizzle out and might head on lower. So I would say when I first look at Walgreens, knowing that they're coming out with earnings tomorrow, I'd rather just wait till tomorrow and then see where it lands. Because if this thing wants to gap up, then we want to see if it can hold above the 200-day moving average if they have good earnings. Now, on the volume side of things, it looks like there's a lot more sell volume in this area than there is buy volume. Okay, so that's just a quick, I'm just looking at the daily, and it looks like, we're getting a lot of sell volume in here. Not a ton of buyers buying it up in this area, but we need to wait till after earnings to see that shape up. So that's just my look there at Walgreens, Costello. If you have different eyes or different opinions, let me know in the chat. Let me know what you're thinking, and you're absolutely welcome. So Apple, as you guys remember, it broke through this, and it came up here and it tested this upward trend line that I drew. I mean, this thing has been on an upward trend line for quite some time. We've seen this thing break through it. It tested this this double top. It bounced off of that 158 double top, and it came up, and now it retested this upward trend line. And as you guys know, I like to play these tests, these breakthroughs, and then a retest, and then I like to short to the sell side. Obviously, I didn't catch this retest because it was at the end of the day, but hey, you can't catch them all. Unless it's Pokemon, then you pretty much got to, right? You got to catch them all. Okay, let's run through really quick. Plus, I want to see where Tesla's at since I only got 100 shares short in this thing. 100 shares short, and I'm up $6. This is why you don't want to play pre-market, guys, because when you get in like this, a lot of times it just lingers around, or you get crazy moves that happen, and then you get stuck in the trade. But I seen this crazy move to the north side. I know that push usually doesn't happen without people jumping over each other, trying to get ahead of each other. And maybe if we look at the 1 minute, we might be able to see that little gaps like this. See this right here, guys? See these gaps where we got a gap from 190.59, and then our next open up price is 190.69. That's a 10-cent gap right there that we had. And then we had another gap here from 190.80 all the way up to 190.92. We keep getting these 10-cent gaps in between this, and that's why this price action isn't true. That's why a lot of people don't like to play this price action, just because of the way it is. Let me take a look at AI. Now, it looks like, before I go to AI, I'll throw it up over here. Before I go to AI, just because I'm so invested into Tesla, I do want to point out that this looks strong because it pushed through its resistance, it's pulled back, and then bounced up off of this 193 area to head higher. So before I get too crazy, I'm just gonna kind of hold out, but I do want to recognize that, okay? It made a double top here and resisted and came down, but it also is holding this area of 193. So we have to understand that is strength. Does that make me want to get out right away? No, because this is pre-market, and I want to hold out for a little bit longer to see where we actually sit at. So AI, as you guys know, I've absolutely dig this stock back when it was down here at 20. So now, I mucked up the trade a little bit on this, which is no big deal. You're going to see that from time to time. And if you haven't done that yourself, you haven't traded more than a day. But I mucked up this trade. I mucked it up. I added into it right here an extra 100 shares off of the 5 or 10 that I held. And doing that actually harmed me, because when it broke through right here, just that little bit, actually right here, I ended up exiting this trade for a super small, I think it was either break even or a super small loss. Whatever it wasn't worth it, okay? Because I planned on holding this thing for a bigger expected move, and we just don't see that here. We're not seeing that bigger expected, or I'm sorry, we are seeing that here. So this is the bigger expected move back up into this area of liquidity. But as I've already talked about, guys, this area of liquidity has been neutralized, okay? So we had this area of liquidity made, this area of liquidity made, and then this area of liquidity made it, and then this neutralized this area of liquidity, and this bounce neutralized this area of liquidity. So now when it came back down after neutralizing all of its liquidity, I said this looks like a great risk because the liquidity has been neutralized and this has been support since the pullbacks. So that being said, I took a long here. We ended up exiting here after adding 100 shares, and here we go. We're back up at these tops. Now, if it wants to hold out this $25 area, just like I said, it's going to test, it's going to pull back. Maybe we can find an area. Well, it didn't just find an area. It broke through that area, then came back down, and now is still holding. So I really like this $25 area as support. So if it can hold this 25.50 as support, I think AI can continue to the north side. So that's just what I'm seeing here. And now, just because of the strength, I do like the strength here. I do like the way it's looking for Tesla. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is get out just some of these shares, just because, you know, I don't want to just sit here and stare the strength in the face. I don't want to. I also don't want to exit this trade at all. Can you tell? I also don't want to exit this trade. So that's one of those things. I got in at a great time. I like holding out here. I don't want to exit any of my position until, you know, I'm super sweaty. So I'm gonna hold out. We're gonna see what happens here. But I don't want to deny anybody this strength. So yeah, I do like AI. Thanks, LoFi. Can you take a look at ARRY? You're darn tootin' I can. Now, as you know, the last time we looked at ARRY, I'm always going to look at FSLR because we have to see where the strength is at in the market. And First Solar is the strongest name in this business. So here is FSLR. It made this double top, had a pullback, and created new higher lows. So if we look at ARRY, let's take a little peeky gander, shall we? ARRY looks like it's been following this downward trend line for a while now. It looks like we almost broke out above it. Broke down again though, retested, broke down even further, tested this base. This base has been held. For quite some time. Let me zoom out on the 4 hour here and take a little peeky gander. Yeah, so if we zoom out on this 4 hour, we can see that this has been tested, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then off this fourth time it bounced back up. So now I kind of drew this out for you guys. It needs to hold this to make a new higher low, and it needs to hold this to make a new lower high. It's coming into this little divergence area, as you can see. If it keeps bouncing around, it's going to get super tight. And then that's where you can find your risk reward. If you want to take this thing to the bullish side, that's a-okay. Then you have somewhere down here that you can risk, say the psychological $18 level. Or if you're thinking that you're bearish on this, you could probably use this $20 area as a psychological and technical area. Okay, so those are just a few ideas when I see ARRY. It looks like it's tightening up. You know, you can see all of this range happening, and it's starting to tighten up right here in an area of liquidity. So that's a really good sign for ARRY. And I think we just need to keep an eye on it, but I don't know if it is ready to make its move yet, but it's definitely tightening up. So SQ, so block, if you guys remember, I drew this line out right here for you guys. I told you when I seen this, I said, hey, this isn't my type of trade. It's really not my type of trade. It's not forming enough yet. But if we look at SQ, the only thing I could draw out for you guys was this $59 area. So $59 and $60 area seems to be its psychological level that it's trying to hold. And it might actually hold this level and head higher. Now, if it does, you know, congratulations to SQ. But what I would like to see is I need more time. So what I personally would like to see is not it just holding this level, but maybe coming back and testing and showing a big soak. Like it needs to come back and say, boop, and then like bounce up higher. And that's going to show me that there's strength there. Then I can use this area as its risk. Now you could still use this area as its risk, but it just doesn't seem nearly as strong to me. Just because we're not getting a huge bounce. You know, we're already seeing wicking up at this top, a curl, and more wicking up here at this top. So SQ looks very interesting in these areas. Obviously, this might be one heck of a buy, but you need to understand your risk. You need to understand what you're looking at on a time frame. So if you're looking for a long term, you know, I think buying this area might be a decent area to buy, but keep in mind it is under a 200-day moving average and it was on a downtrend Also, it's in the financial sector, meaning that it's exposed to a lot of that bad news and that FUD, okay? So we definitely need to keep that in mind, guys. We need to keep that in mind. So if you're messing with anything in the financial stock, just know that they are in a very volatile time. There's a lot of people buying and selling these, and there's a lot of people that have eyes on these to see any sign of weakness. They are going to slam that short, okay? So just keep that in mind. Be very, very careful out there when you're looking at these stocks. But I do like it. I think we need to look at SQ more often throughout today's day. So if you want to remind me, please do. Because right now I am doing what I love, and I love what I'm doing, guys. I absolutely love what I'm doing. If you haven't heard, guys, we won't be doing the live streams Monday through Friday 8 until 12 anymore. We'll actually be bringing you 3 videos a day, or not a day, that would be nutso. We'll be bringing you 3 videos a week minimum. I want to do 1 big video, like a longer deep dive, whether it's into a trade or into, you know, let's take a look at the week ahead. And then I'm also going to, be bringing you those short videos, obviously, because I really love making those short videos. It's fun. I got a nice little program to do that. Yes, Snap pushed up right back up into this area of resistance as well. I noticed that this morning too. It's been holding this area. I absolutely love that 1050 area. It's well above that, trading at 1171 now. So if that wants to continue to trend to the north side, that's always going to look good for Snap. Maybe it's there for a breakout in the future. So IWM, so I think that's the Russell, right? Yes, the Russell 2000 right here. So IWM also is right up into that resistance area. That 173.95 seemed to be a difficult area for it wanting to get over previous, and we're back up into that area. So if it wants to keep pushing up on these, it could have a breakout higher to 177, but then I think it's going to come back and test 173. So if we do see some movements to the north side for IWM, its next final boss is 177. So we're going to see if it wants to break through, but it is in this area of resistance at 174 right now, and I know for a fact that that is probably going to head lower. But these aren't buy-sell recommendations, guys. You play your own hands. I'm just giving you the technical analyses. Good morning, Granny Ranny. Good morning, Granny Ranny. It's always good to see you. This one's for you, not for me, so cheers. I know you're drinking it like I love it. Black in the coffee cup, and it goes down strong, baby. Actually, I don't think I've told you guys this. Oh, I may have told you the story. My son had a sore throat the other day, and he goes, Dad, can I just get a little sip of your coffee? Can I just get a little sip of your coffee? Just for my throat. I want my throat to feel better. I said, yeah, sure. You know, I poured him just, you know, like this much coffee so he could sip on it on the way to school. And, you know, I know my coffee's weak. It's not going to get him all jacked up. And he's a really good kid. I don't have to worry about him getting crazy in school or anything. So before you yell at me for giving my kid coffee, so he takes a little sip, and this tells you how weak my coffee is. I knew it was kind of, you know, I know I drink it on the weaker side because I'm sitting here sipping all day in front of you guys. And he takes a sip of this coffee, and he goes, ugh, Dad, this is weak. And you know, if a 12-year-old tells you your coffee's weak, it is some weak coffee. You know, he goes, it tastes like water. Like, oh, dude. So yeah, I got weak coffee, but I got my heart rate I'm trying to keep down, y'all. I'm trying to keep it down. But yeah, so good morning, guys. Good morning. It's good to see you. And Castelia, you're absolutely welcome. You're very, very welcome. Let's go ahead and bring this up. We're gonna stand, so rise with me if you will. I mean, you don't have to. You guys can stay seated, but rise with me if you will, because today is going to be a beautiful day in the market. Whether it's red or whether it's green, we will be prosperous. We will do the best that we possibly can. All right, so guys, I'm just still holding 100 shares short in Tesla, having a good time with it, enjoying it, watching to see what is going to happen here. Yes, that is quite a few shares. Yes, I do want to add into it, because this being my last day on stream, and then obviously going to continue to bring you guys awesome content on my own time while I'm still able to make money and work. When I do that, since this is the last day, things might get a little fishy up in this room. I might win a lot, I might lose a lot, or maybe I'll break even. But either way, I'm going to be kicking some butt, taking some names, and being as speculative as I possibly can in this stock market with you guys here to watch. So thank you so much, Castilla. I am happy to look over these trades. This is my passion. This is my job right now. So you don't have to thank me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for asking the questions, guys. I am just pumped to be here. So let's run through the indices. Do we have anything in the gap up scanner though? We only have SI. So might as well just take a look at SI, guys. As you guys know, I marked out this line for SI a while ago, just a long time ago when we first were looking at this. And I said, well, if SI can hold this area, sure, this might be along at 222, but if it breaks down this area, what can we look at? Well, we can look at the shorts, right? And let me just bring up the hourly so we're not scrolling through all this silly mumbo jumbo. But here we go. We look at the hourly and look, isn't that crazy? It breaks this area. It breaks this resistance area, okay? And then it breaks the support area, and then it acts as resistance, okay? Boom, bada bing, bada boom, right there. And it fails, and look, it pops back up, and it fails, and it pops back up, and it fails. So that's where we're at with SI. We're just kind of watching this thing pop and drop, pop and drop, pop and drop. So don't get caught. Don't you get caught in the choppiness, the cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. They will chop you up so bad. I don't know if you guys know about the Judy chop, okay? But I watched this YouTube video, and you got to really be careful of them. Them Judy chops are really, really, yeah, you love the energy? Well, good. I love to bring it. It's a mix between my passion for the stock market, this big chin, and it being filled with coffee and cupcakes. So, coffee and cupcakes. I wish I had a cupcake this morning. Matter of fact, there's 2 donuts sitting out there by where the coffee pot originally sits, and those boys, my 2 boys, are gonna actually eat those delicious treats first thing this morning. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, I'll put up Tesla over here. We will go through the indices obviously one more time before the day opens up, but in the meantime, we're going to leave Tesla up over here so I can be a sweaty palm trader because it's not going very good right now. Actually, it is going good. It's still, I mean, it's holding this area out, so I don't necessarily want to be a part of this anymore. The volume's coming in. You know, if it breaks out in this area or if it stays up here during the market open, maybe we just hold on to it for a good time, not a long time, but this is its area of support that it broke through, this 193. So if it wants to continue to hold this 193, I don't want to continue to hold this short because it will look strong as long as it holds this new area, which was resistance and is now support. So we're going to see, does this hold out as support or not? So guys, if you want to see my ultimate watch list for if we end up in a bull market, I have about 10 stocks that I'm going to run through. I would suggest you putting these on your watch list to see if it's something that you would want to speculate on or take a tasty little trade on if we are in this bull run. So obviously we have ON. If you guys remember right, this was the trade. We were in this trade, but I exited because the overall market was looking pretty dookie. I actually exited this trade. I only made $8 on this trade. I should be up wildly more, but that's A-okay. That's part of the game. So now in pre-market on the 5-minute, we are holding new higher lows for Tesla. So this does not look good if you are short in this game. So that being said, if it breaks out in this area, I'm going to look to exit this trade because that is looking way too wild for me to want to hold on. And then I will probably be looking for pullback buy-ups in the open market. So we'll keep an eye on this, guys. We don't want this to get too crazy out of our shorting area. So we're going to keep an eye on Tesla, and we're going to continue to run through this right here. Yeah, I think we're going to have to exit Tesla now. If it breaks up above this, we're going to have to. Just because it's holding this area, guys, you don't want to mess with anything that looks too strong. And you really shouldn't be playing in pre-market at all just because it doesn't show you. You don't have good lens. There's no real good lens here to see actually what's going on, you know. So we're gonna keep an eye on this. Looks like volume is coming in. It is showing strength. It is holding. Let's go over the over end. I'm going to see the over indices before I go ahead and get rid of this. Yeah, so SPY is right up into that area. We should be seeing some resistance there. IWM, same thing. We should be seeing resistance there. The QQQs. So this, I drew this downtrend, but just like everything else, well, not everything else, but a lot of things, if it wants to break out of this area, that can show a heck of a lot of strength for the overall text. So we know the tech's strong. We know that everything looks really, really tech heavy, you know. Everything does look really tech heavy. All right, now I'm trying to get out of this trade. Everything does look really tech heavy. It does look very, very strong in the market, but this is a very, very key area. There's a very key area here. If it wants to continue to hold out in this area and head higher, then that is going to be a big, big move in the overall market. So speaking of big moves, my main watch is going to be Meta. So we're going to keep an eye on Meta to see if it wants to take off right where it's at. So let's take a peeky gander and see why. Now look, this thing is tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's on its 6th time trying to break out here. So if we get a tasty little breakout, that is going to be absolutely amazing for this trade here, guys. So if we can get a breakout here, now I don't always condone to buying these breakouts. I don't. There needs to be a lot for me to see in the market for me to want to take a breakout like this. And the main thing that I want to see is continual trying to push higher, but yet making these new higher lows. Okay, so that being said, it keeps trying and failing, but it holds a new higher low. Tries, it fails, holds a new higher low. Tries, fails, holds a new higher low. Tries, fails, holds a new higher low. Tries again, fail. And you guys see where I'm going with this. I'm not trying to be repetitive, but I need to show you guys how many times it's tried and then held new higher lows. So that just, to me, that screams stinking strength there, okay? It screams strength, and yeah, absolutely. So over here for Tesla, we're going to go ahead and try and get out of this thing. The reason why I can't get out, though, obviously, is because we have it as a there we go. I had it on day. I keep switching back and forth. So this is good till close extended, and then that other one we had on day. So we can switch these both back to day now, just so we don't mess that up during the actual live open on that. So we're gonna see. So we're out of Tesla there. We're just gonna wait and see. You know, the pre-market trading can be a little difficult, but we are gonna see what happens in this area. So Meta, I absolutely love it right here. I really do. I just think that this, as long as it keeps holding this uptrend and it keeps wanting to push and push and push, why not? You know, what happens when you run out of people to sell to? You know, if you don't have any more people to sell to, this thing is just going to keep on pushing higher. So we're going to see what actually wants to happen there. And it looks like it was a great idea for me to exit my Tesla trade there for a very small loss compared to what I was going for. That big pullback, you know, taking a $40 loss to win to try and make $200 is well worth it in my situation, or in, you know, everything is relative when it comes to the money, guys. New Vision, good morning, good morning, good morning, buddy. It's good to see you, brother. New Vision, in case you don't know, well, you do know. I think you were one of the first to know. But this will be the last live trading show for now. I'll be back to do live trading shows. We might do live trading shows every Friday, but I don't want to promise you guys anything like that because I don't want you showing up and me not being here. But we're going to try and release at least 3 videos a week. One of those might be a live trading on Friday, but you guys will obviously, since you're subscribed, you'll get the notification for that. And so I might be doing live trades on Fridays, and that'll be 8 till 12. Also, I'll be bringing you at least 2 shorts and a video every week. That's my main goal, 3 videos a month for this channel. So if you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe button, I will be here for you just as much as you have been here for me. So thank you guys so much. This has been an absolute epic freaking journey. I absolutely loved every bit of this. So what up, David? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, guys. So this could be the last day for the live trading for now. Oh, good morning, son. That's my boy, David. Come in here and say hi to the chat. You and Dusty, if you guys are up. But yeah, guys, so this will be the last live trading session for now. We might be doing it on Fridays. That is to come, so stay tuned, and we'll see you know, what comes of that. But other than that, it'll be a couple of shorts and 1 deep dive video, whether it's into my Yeah, you do like that once a day. Yeah, so maybe on Fridays. You know, we're gonna see how the schedule works. I'm gonna make sure it's going to work in with everybody's scheduling and make sure everybody's happy. You know, I don't have the only life that I have to live. I gotta live. You know, I got a wife. I got 3 kids. You know, I got lots of family out there I'm trying to visit. So we're gonna make sure it is sustainable, right, guys? Sustainability is key. Is absolutely key in these moments in time, right? We want to find sustainability in our lives, in the markets, and in our best judgment, right? If you don't have sustainability in all 3 of those things, your life will crumble, boys. It will crumble, that's for sure. And that's one thing that we all need to learn. With changes come new doors opening, new opportunities. 1 door closes, 10 doors open. And we're going to always keep this live, always going to keep this, let's say it, let's passionate. You're always going to be here seeing my passion. So we're going to keep on keeping on. It looks like the Qs are still running into that resistance. Netflix is still up there at those highs into that resistance area. Microsoft looks like it's having a little pullback here, but it did break up, making new highs. Let me zoom out to the hourly just to make sure. Yeah, it looks like, well, close to new highs, but it pushed up into those high areas of 281.75. So, yeah, thank you, New Vision. I do appreciate that. Kind words, brother. Yeah, but we have a Discord, guys. We do have a Discord. So if you guys ever want to continue keeping up with what's going on with me, I'll always stay active in the Discord. I'll always stay active in the Discord for sure. And then I'll always release my videos in there too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pop that into the chat. So that way, if you guys want to, you can join that Discord. Come on. Good morning, son. Here's David. Here's my youngest right here. Hi. Well, you were my youngest at one point in time, but he's my oldest now, but he's still young. So I love you, buddy. I hope you have a good morning. There's a donut next to where that coffee pot was. So pick one. The other one's your brother's. Okay. Love you. Have a good morning. All right, guys. So we have. Let's run through it. We got through Netflix. We're on Microsoft. Here we go. Microsoft is having a pullback. So this is what I want to see for Microsoft, guys. If Microsoft's pulling back and it's going to test this area, I want to see a hold, and it looks like it soaked it up already and might head on higher. So that's looking good for Microsoft. That's a big positive plus. It broke through this area of resistance. It came back. It's tested. Now, if that holds, this thing might be going up to the north side. AMZN, I talked about this earlier. It bounced off this area at 96.50 and moved up higher. It pulled back and then got soaked right back up very, very quickly on this hourly. And now it's just hanging out in its area of liquidity up there. So that's looking strong. Meta is my number 1 on my watch list. I want to see this thing really take off. If it can take off from here, I'll probably start getting in using this area as my risk. So 205.65 as my risk. And if this thing wants to start breaking out, I will get in very heavy, holding out for that, taking an overall better trade. This is my middle child now. I got to say middle child because my youngest is like only 8 months. So this is Dustin, my handsome young man who is a spitting image of me, and I almost feel bad for him for it. But there's a donut out there for you by where the coffee pot used to be. David's got first pick, you get second pick because you're the middle child, so you get treated different. Only kidding, guys. We try to keep things fair here. So what you're out on the Tesla short sale? Well, I actually did get out on the Tesla short sale because it looks like it's holding. See these new lower highs? So that's why I don't like to play pre-market very often. And you know, this I could be very, very wrong with this. But check it out. It pushed up here, right? It pulled back. Okay, and then it held this area. That area right there is supposed to be its area of resistance. Okay, so because it pushed through, I got short in the 61 area, the 93.61 area. I got in short. Okay, so then it broke down and then it held this area and bounced up on a little bit higher volume in pre-market. When it pulled back, it started holding this area at 52. So when it pushed up higher, I've exited this double top high. Now, I could be completely wrong. That might be the actual area that we want to short at, but I am out on this Tesla, and we're going to actually wait to see what happens with this. If this wants to hold this area of 193, that might be the mucho gracias best place to buy this thing up. But if it wants to just, heck, if it just wants to take off now because it already retested, that thing might skyrocket. But that's why I'm out of this trade, because I'm seeing overall strength in Tesla. So I'm not shorting Tesla right now. I'm actually going to be looking for the longer side, because now if I look through, we are pushing up. Hear me out, guys. We are pushing up on a lot of areas of resistance, okay? Meta just looks like a golden child to me, because if this thing can break this area, I feel like there's so many shorts in this, it'll squeeze those guys out and there'll be momentum buyers for the north side. Same thing with Tesla here. Tesla broke this area down, held this area, this support on the way up, and then when it came back down to test this, it bounced up, held this 190, which is a very, very important area. It held the 190, and then in pre-market just launched to the north side right through its next area of resistance. So it looks strong to me if it can hold that 193 area. And it does look like it is holding that 193 area, which might be wildly speculative to the north side. So we're going to keep that in mind, guys, where Meta is right up underneath that area too. NVIDIA is just bouncing around in the middle here in between that 163 and 170, or I'm sorry, 263 and 273. So that's what we're keeping an eye on right here, guys. We're keeping an eye on this to see where is it going to hit its support first or hit its resistance first, and then from there we can either take a trade or just kind of wait those things out. So that's what's here. Tesla's near 200. I'm short. Yeah, I hear you on that. That $200 area is very, very important for this trade. That $200 area act as resistance so many times. Hi, Viv. Well, since you guys got to see the other two kids, you get to see my cat. Here's Vivian. This is my cat. She just likes to run around, open up doors all day, and then meow to get outside. That's all she does. So some of us wish we were living a life like that, but she's the king of this jungle. So bye, Viv. We love you. That's the trader cat. Trader cat. All right, I'm going to shut the door. All right, because if I don't shut it all the way, if you just barely shut the door, she'll just come in, open up the door, walk around, and leave, and then come in, open up the door again. You got to shut it all the way, and now I'll hear her scratching at the door and meowing because she can't open up the door. So, yeah, thanks, man. We call it our Amish cat. She's actually really mean. There's only me and my wife are the only people that like pet her because she just attacks everybody. But she is an outdoor Amish cat. We picked her up from the Amish. So she's my little hunter-gatherer. She brings us cool little presents. When I say cool presents, I'm talking about dead animals. And she's vicious, dude. She's vicious. Like, we found dead rabbits. She'll chase and attack and kill anything. And we got a pretty big yard. We sit on a couple acres out here, and we walk around the acreage, and it's hilarious, guys. It's like, if you just imagine this cat being, an actual size of like a lion or something, like a 120-pound cat, 150, it would be the scariest thing you would ever encounter in your life, because we got all this tall grass and stuff, and I let everything grow out here for her, and we walk around, and she just waits for us. Like, it's like a hide-and-go-seek game. Like, can we spot her before she kills us, basically? So, that's my fun. That's my fun in the park. So, but yeah, guys, so let's run through this. I got NVIDIA up here. So Tesla, again, Tesla's breaking this downward trend line. This is an area too short, but I'm just keeping an eye on it to see if it's an area that's going to continually show its weakness. So it's kind of just holding out up above this trend line, which is showing some strength, but we're talking pre-market, guys, so it's nothing too crazy. This stock does look like, it does want to have a little pullback, but with where the market's at right now, we need to be very, very, very careful in these areas. So let's take a look at Apple, because Apple, so Apple is still looking like a short to me, just because we're in the tops, in these top areas, and it's already retested this upward trend line. So money, money, money! Oh no, I said that wrong. It's money, 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 money! There's 4 monies there. Hello. Do you trade with PDT or a cash account? Well, I'm over PDT, so that meaning I day trade without PDT, so not PDT. I'm not under the pattern day trading rule because my account's over that 25K. Okay, so we're trading with about $80,000. Let's see, I can bring it up. Let's see, we got available to trade with $89,000. That's what we got to trade with. I definitely do not use that much. I like to be very speculative, sure, and we might take some bigger trades today, sure, but I definitely don't use $89,000 in a day. I might getting in and out, but I'm not going to put $89,000 on one trade. That's just not how I do it. But yeah, we don't have PDT here. We've been over PDT for a while. So, but what about you, money? What are you looking at? What do you want to see? Talk to me, baby. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because you guys know I'm going to be bringing you 3 videos every single week that can pop up on your feed, so you can watch, you can take a look what I'm looking at, and you'll get the overall state of the market. Okay, Rabia, good morning. Rabia, I need to tell you that we are doing a little change in the live views. What we're going to probably be doing, because everything's going to be a little mixed, everything's going to be a mixed bag here. One of the things that I want to try and do is bring you guys 3 videos a week. We're going to cut the live stream out, but we might be doing it on the Fridays, Rabia. So every Friday I'll probably be here live streaming for 4 hours. But other than that, what my goal is to bring is 2 shorts and 1 video, or 2 shorts and 1 live stream every week to you guys. So that way I am able to sustain my work life. My knee's better now, thank goodness. And you know, I can keep trading, and I can keep doing what I want to do while making a lot of money for my career. And I can keep adding to my 401k, my Roth IRA, my supplemental, and to my trading account, so I can continue balling out like a crazy individual. Got margin to go over PDT, but only trade with my own. Yeah, that's a good call. Money. Money times 4. That's what I'll call you. Money times 4. It's very, very smart of you. If you're going to be trading, I don't like to trade with margin, and if I do trade with margin, it's going to be for a short time, right? A quick scalp, just maybe kind of deal. So we're gonna see what we're gonna do today. I might be trading on margin today, baby. If we find a good one, if we find something yummy and delicious to trade, I'll definitely probably be that speculative trader in order to do that. So let's keep on looking here, guys. We got IWM right there on resistance. QQQ, it does look like it's pulling back, but if you guys remember, looky, we got this huge pennant right here, and I call that a bullish pennant because we pushed up higher, we pulled back, creating new higher lows. So I would consider this a bull pennant, meaning that when people usually see this, they expect it to move higher because of its recent push. So it's like a momentum continuation. That's why I call it a bullish pennant. So yeah, thank you, Rabia. That makes me feel really, really good. I was actually really worried to say it to everybody, you know, I was actually kind of a little nervous about what you were going to say, Rabia, because you're here every single day. But yeah, I am pumped about it. I really, truly am pumped about this this change, because it's going to be a lot more sustainable for myself. And that's what it's all about, right? You guys, we got to sustain the highest quality of living, because if we don't sustain that high quality of living, and every single day, you know, things get harder and harder and harder, so will your trading, so will your programming, and you'll start to see that come into fruition. And I don't want that to fester up, so I want to be here for you just as much as you guys are here for me. So I'm going to continue kicking butt on this channel, but being here every single day, Monday to Friday, 8 until 12, is not sustainable right now. Now, being here on Fridays, that is probably going to be an awesome thing, because I'll still get my trading in. I'll still get to see every one of you, and we'll still get to be able to make this thing grow, because then if it does grow and it grows big and it grows fast and we get a ton of subscribers and I can get some advertisement, some revenue that way, well then, hey, you know, why go back to work then? But until that time comes, I'm still going to be bringing you guys the best possible content that I can bring. So have I traded SPX options? Actually, Muley, I don't trade options. I don't trade options because I haven't looked deep enough into options to even learn where your risk would be with options. And the last time somebody brought this up to me, they said, well, your risk is what is your total account. So not your total account, but basically you're risking anything that you put in that trade. So if you buy so many shares, then that's what you're risking, you know? And I just haven't been able to define my risk at all. I haven't been able to define my risk at all with options. So I just I just step back. I step away from options, and that's why I trade equities, because I really think equities is the way to go. I think equities shows and defines your risk the best. Now, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying that this is the only way, because there's awesome options traders out there, guys. There's some amazing people that trade options. I'm just not one of them. I don't trade options, but I know that options traders still use technical analysis. So that's why I still invite all the options traders in here to keep an eye, because I still bring you the best technical analysis and commentary that you're going to find on this YouTube. And I know that for a fact, because I've scoured YouTube. I really have. I've scoured YouTube and I've tried to find it, and nobody's as passionate as I am. I feel like they've either been doing it, I don't know. I'm not going to make an excuse for somebody else, but when I wake up in the morning and I turn on your program, I'm telling you one thing. I want to see some stuff happening, baby. Don't wake up. Don't be wiping the sleep from your eyes and blah, 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 I had a hard day. No, that's not what you want. What you need is a live entertainer like myself, bringing you all the best analysts, the best commentary, keeping it exciting, keeping it fun, and I got to bring it to you guys, because that's how I am. That's how I do things, and I know nobody else is doing it. So this will eventually, I'm going to project this. Let's project this in 4 years from now, guys. In 4 years from now, if I continue bringing this content, 3 videos a day, 2 shorts, 1 major video, and then maybe even doing some live stream on Fridays, that's all going to depend, or maybe only 2 shorts and 1 live stream every Friday. Either way, guys, I think that this channel will blow up. So Rabia says, I'm sure everyone can agree that we only wish you all the best and appreciate you still coming out on Fridays. Yes, sir. Thank you, Rabia. Yeah, I think everybody can get behind that, and I think everybody will understand. Especially if you ever, if you don't have a family, congratulations to you. Unless you want a family. But no, make sure that if you have a family, you understand. If you don't have a family, you will understand one day when you do. It's that simple, guys. You got to make sure you put your family first, because if you're not putting your family first, you will burn both ends of that candle. Both ends of that candle. You don't want to burn both ends, because then you're only left with some charred remains. Where am I going with this? Either way, guys, sometimes I'm just a big talking head. Sometimes I just talk. And it looks like Meta is starting to break down of that support of 205. We're going to see what it wants to do right here in this area. Very interesting right here. It's trying to hold. It is trying to hold, and we're going to see what wants to happen with Meta, because I would love to see this thing just break out in that area. So it's 9 o'clock. We got 30 minutes till market open. We have Tesla sitting at 194.09, looking really good there. Is it going to hold the support? If it wants to hold the support in this area, I think that's going to be a tasty little long trade. And same thing for Meta. If it can hold this 205 area, I think that's going to be also a nice little long trade. But we have to be careful because of the overhead resistance. Every time we've tried to break out above any of these areas, it has been a absolute horror show, and it gets sold off very, very hard. So be careful up in these areas, and make sure if you guys are longing, you are using risk management to its absolute fullest. Muley says, me neither yet. Yeah, so options is a totally different game, and I've already spread my mind out in so many different ways, because I love trading so much. I want to know what everybody's doing. I want to see everybody's trades. I want to learn how everybody trades, and then I want to do it too. So I've went so many different ways with trading and following technical patterns in the trading, that I just found, it's a lot easier if you stick to one thing. 1 or 2 things, you just stick with that, become an expert at that. But that seems to be my biggest downfall, is I want to do everything. So when it comes to options, Muley, yeah, that's, not yet. Eventually I'll be there. I understand some of it, the puts and the calls, the strike prices, straddling options, strangling. I understand a little bit about all of it, at least enough to piece it together. When one of those options traders gets in here and they start yapping, I at least know what the heck they're talking about. But That being said, I still haven't went down that route because my mind's already 1,000 places at once. So when it comes to staying focused, I'm going to stay away from options for now. But I do appreciate anybody that does do options, them sharing their valuable knowledge. I got quite a few friends like Alex that trades options. We got my chin talk. I love it. All your chin talk. Granny Randy says, well, thank you, Granny Randy. I do appreciate that. This thing gets heavy sometimes, guys. I'm thinking about getting a little prop post like this. Going to keep my chin up, and then I'll just use my top jaw to talk instead of my bottom jaw, and then I'll be able to stand for a little bit longer. Get a chin stand, I think they'll call it. We'll get a chin stand, but it might be a little chintzy if you buy it from China. Wow, there's a lot of chin jokes in there. But if I did have to identify with any animal, it'd be a chinchilla or possibly a chimpanzee. Anyway, guys, we're back at $193.99 for Uncle Tesla here in this area. So are we going to sell out here? Are we going to head on lower with the rest of the crowd? Or are we all going to just shape up in these areas and break through like Superman through a window to go save whoever Superman's supposed to save, right? Who does Superman save? I can't remember. Did he have one specific? Because I know Spider-Man has one specific person. He would save Mary Jane, 420. But what would Superman? Who does Superman save? Who does Superman save all the time? I don't remember. Just random people? Just random people that scream help? I thought doesn't he have a girl, or is it just Superwoman? I don't know. I'm not messing with Superman's girl, but just saying. So IWM's right here at this resistance area. This does look like it's starting to fizzle out right in this area. That could be a great place to buy because it looks like it's fizzling out. But if I had to take a guess, I'd say all of this wicking off at the top does look like a sell area. And this might head on lower just because, well, it is resistance, and it doesn't look like our Uncle Tesla wants to get up above that area. So we have AAPL. Here, it looks like it's just kind of trading sideways. Let's take a look at the QQQs. Also still in that pennant that I drew out for you guys. Netflix is just trading sideways at 329, guys. Looking really good for that. Microsoft, you know what I haven't checked? I got to check my trade, guys. Okay, so I've shorted NUGT right up here, guys. And you're going to think I'm BSing you, but I got it at 40.38. So I got this at 40.38 right here. So I pretty much top fished that, right? Right when I got in, this thing failed, and I held on to it right to about here. I got 50 shares out, making about $50 to $80 on that trade. And then when it came back up to this area, yes, I was a little sweaty at the end of the day. But when I woke up in the morning, I was very surprised to see we had a huge gap down here. So I'm still holding those 50 shares short on NUGT, and I plan on holding that for a while. We're up on this last 50 shares. We're up about another $90 on this trade. So we're absolutely destroying this trade right here, looking absolutely amazing. Why did I take this? Well, if you look at the daily, you can see it's tested 1, 2, 3, 4 times and finally broke through that area. And then when it came back up through and broke through, it failed again. So what was I looking for when it came back up to test this area for it to fail? And that's exactly what it did. And so far, it is working to my favor. So we're going to see how low can we go? How low can we go? So we're going to see what happens with NUGT today, but we are short still that last half of 50 shares. So up pretty penny today. Pretty happy about that. Now Microsoft, let's take a little peeky gander at Microsoft. It being up, clearing these highs, pulling back. If it holds this area of 270, 280, if it holds these areas, that is looking extremely strong, okay? So remember, guys, we need to be careful. Use your risk management. AMZN, right up into that area of liquidity. It does look like it's having some trouble, just kind of bouncing around in this area. If it wants to hold and head higher, that's going to look really good for the overall market. Now, Meta's just trading right here at this base, right here at this base. That looks like a great opportunity to buy if you're looking for long, only if you know where your risk management is. These aren't buy or sell recommendations. recommendations at all, of course. What I want you guys to do is be independent traders, learn the technical analysis. That's what I'm trying to bring you, is technical analysis. You need to understand the technical analysis is a guide. It is not a buy or a true buy. Buy only. You see I'm moving my patterns around as things get updated, so that way I have a better idea of where the actual market is sitting. So that being said, guys, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, that these technical patterns, they are used as a reference. Now we have about 22 minutes until market open. So if you guys have something that you want to see or you want me to take a look at, things are looking really interesting in the market today. Really interesting, as NVIDIA is just kind of bouncing around between that 264, 274. We have Tesla trading above that breakout area of 193 and still trading higher, looking really good for Uncle Tesla in these areas. You don't want to fight that strength for too long, guys, so make sure you're using risk management if you're trying to short that. AAPL has already tested that uptrend, the backside of the uptrend line, and has failed, and now it's just kind of trading sideways at 159.89. Let's take a look at Google. Good old Google. Let me zoom out on the hourly for Google, because it's been trading sideways for a while, which is really good at these highs. You want to see Google, excuse me, let me take a sip. Ooh, that one was for me, that's for sure. Google trading at these highs, trading sideways here, looks really, really good for the actual stock. But keep in mind, it is at this double top right here. So it's at an area of, it looks like it needs a pullback, I should say. It looks like it needs a pullback, but we don't know whether it's going to or not. One thing we haven't looked at yet today, guys, was Bitcoin, BTC. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just trading sideways in this overall bullish pennant. We do know that this is this huge area of liquidity above it, so if it wants to continue to hold and trade sideways, I would say that looks overall bullish for Bitcoin, which would be bullish for Riot in that same sense, so keep that in mind. Here's SQ, still getting that bounce at 61.94. PBF looks like it's still bouncing off that $40 uptrend area. It's trading at 41.80. Yeah, so that's what we got right now. We can run through the trades that I think are going to be great for a watch list. So this is for the bull run. If we have a bull run in this market, then we are probably going to see, let me just click on this, make sure. Okay, no events today. We don't have any events today. No, we have consumer confidence. That's actually tomorrow, guys, tomorrow at 10. I clicked on the wrong button there. So tomorrow at 10, not today. Usually we don't have data released on Mondays or Fridays, but ON is looking strong right now at 32.15 at all-time highs, I do believe. Well, not all-time highs, but for this year, all-time highs for this year. We also have FSLY. I want you to put on your watch list for this breakout area too. Fastly looks really good. DUOL looks good, but it's a little extended. Keep that in mind. HEAR. Now, HEAR, I only have this on the watch list just because the financials don't look too bad, and it's it's continually making new lower highs, new lower high, new lower. That's actually not a new lower high, so I take that back. But it looks like it's right in this area of resistance. Who knows what's going to happen with this thing? If it wants to hold out, hold this base out, and it breaks through, maybe a retest on this would end up looking pretty dang tasty. ACCD, I really like this because of the way it's built up over this 200-day moving average and now is trading higher. If we can get this thing to come back and retest this area, which looks like it's already done once or twice, this thing might have the ability to curl up and head higher. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. SMCI, as you guys know, has been very, very strong in this market. Okay, and we did try to get a piece of this, but we did not have our alert set. So make sure you guys have your alerts set on these so we don't miss them. ALGM looks really good. It's already came back and retested, and I like this area of support at $46. So if we can hop on board with that, that would look really pretty. AEHR looks good. Had this pullback already. Now keep in mind, AEHR is very, very volatile. It moves 9.7% in one day. So AEHR is a very speculative stock. Just be careful when you're trading AEHR, guys. Be very, very careful. It's one of those stocks that, like, if you look right here, you could be in this long right here, and this thing fails on you and drops you know, more than that 9%. This is 34% that it moved in one day. So we need to be really, really careful when you're looking at a speculative stock like AAPL. But I do like where it's at and where it's coming back to retest. So these could be amazing continuation breakout trades if it works out. But you got to use really good risk management, because the breakout trades, about 30% of the time is your win rate on those breakout trades. Okay, so keep that in mind. We also have Wing. Oh, gross. I don't know if you guys have been to Wing. I don't like it. I definitely do not like Wing. It is gross and it hurts my stomach. So I won't be taking a look at that. Let's look at FRC. So FRC took a huge hit, apparently. No, not really. Not what I see. I had somebody message me about that. FRC took a huge hit, but it doesn't look like it took a huge hit. It looks like it took a huge jump to the north side. So we're going to keep an eye on that. COEP, nope, that's just a quick gap up scanner. Meta looks like it's still trying to hold that uptrend line. Let's take a look at Tesla. So it's a good thing we got out, because it does look like it keeps pushing up higher and higher on this volume. So that looks really good for this stock, guys. Now, not saying that, you know, it's not just getting a little excited here and might want to get shorted, because that very well could be. Now we have 15 minutes till market open. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and run through everything and see how this works out. So SPY still up into that liquidity area, not doing too much of anything, just kind of like showing that it's back up there and it's hanging out with its friends. IWM, same thing. It looks just like the SPY. It's traded right up into that downward trend line, pushed higher, but looks weak in that area because it hasn't broken up. QQQ, same thing. We have this push up and it's pushing into that resistance area, and looks like it's looking like, hey, good morning, Joshi. Good morning, Joshi. Good to see you. Good to see you. But Q's looks like it's right up into that resistance area as well. Let's see what else we got. Doodle-doo-doo. Let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix is still just lingering around like smelly fart under the covers, right up here into its area of resistance. But as you guys know, Netflix just went on a crazy terror the other day. Joshi was pointing out the institutional ownership buying it up, and you can see a lot of it happening in these areas. On the hourly, you can see a lot of soaking, a lot of buying, and then some pushing higher like this while it holds. I mean, that's extremely strong. So doesn't want to continue to hold in this area, because this seems like this is its final boss at 333 before we head up to that 360 area. So SPY pending buy target at 396.85 is what Joshi says. Let's take a little peeky gander. Let's see, 396.85. Good morning, Stu. Good to see you, brother. 395. Yeah, I could see 395 for sure. Yeah, because that's right there on support. So I could see a 395 buy for there. Looking really, really good. So guys, I just got an update for you for Joshi and for Stu Klotz. Since you guys are just joining us, good morning, good morning. I'm going to take a quick sip. Cheers to you guys. But we're having a little bit of a schedule change, guys. A little bit of a schedule change. Instead of doing this every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 until 12, most likely the schedule will be changing, and I'm super pumped to announce this, super pumped, that we'll be doing live trading on Friday, most likely. That is not going to be set in stone because I don't know exactly how the schedule is for Friday yet, but I will be bringing you 3 pieces of content no matter what throughout the week. It'll be most likely 2 shorts and 1 video, or 1 short, 1 video, and 1 live stream. So that's the way I'm going to do it, so that way I can continue to be sustainable. My knee's better. I'm going back to work, baby, so I can do what I love to do still, and I can still bring you the best content. So I do appreciate you guys being here since the very, very beginning, and that's why I'm going to continue to keep this thing up, because we want to continue to make this an awesome trading community. So if you guys want to continue to stick with me, you keep those alerts on, baby, because I will still be releasing those videos for you. So good morning. I hope you guys are all having a good morning. Pumped to bring you guys that news. Pumped to be here right now. The market is looking absolutely volatile, absolutely interesting right where it sits. Right where this thing sits, man, it's just looking really, really good. I'm really proud to be here today. So we're going to see, and as we speak, about Netflix. This thing just ripped to the south side. Good morning, Mama. Mama's here. Good morning, Mama. It's good to see you. Good to see you, Mama. I'm glad that you're here. Glad you're here this morning, because this morning it might be an absolutely beautiful day in this market. If we see this thing shaping up and things look amazing, we might actually take some very speculative trades, take some large trades today, because I would love to see a breakout on Meta. You think Meta could do it today, guys? I want to know. Can Meta break out today or no? I think that's going to be the question. Start poll. Will Meta break out today or no? So, yeah, it has the power. Or we'll say, nah, man. Shorts are in it. Shorts are the way. There we go. There we go. Will Meta break out today? Now, I know it's a speculative question, guys, but that is the question in the chat. So go ahead and take a look at the chat, take a look at the poll, and take a look at Meta right here on my watch list. This is the hourly that you're seeing here and the daily down here. It is at a very, very interesting spot right here. I think all eyes are on Meta in this area. So we're going to see, does this want to break out in this area or does it want to fail? My money would be technically on the shorts at these highs, but it would be on the longs at these lows. So this is a beautiful battle that we're going to keep an eye on to see what wants to come about. All right, so it looks like Tesla is trading at 194.50. Definitely have an eye on this at that $200 area would be a nice short. Now Meta right here on this trend line looks really nice for a buy if it wants to actually hold this area. So maybe we just take a small buy in Meta and try to hold this area, but I kind of want to wait until market open because we only have 10 more minutes until market open. That's going to give us a better understanding of what is to come. So maybe we see something amazing for Meta, but I really would love to know the sentiment. And we have 2 votes. We got one at yes, it has the power, and no, man, shorts are the way. So very interesting. I'm very pumped to see what is actually going to come of this trade. So let's see. And Tesla is still pushing up higher. Love to see the strength on Tesla, but would love to see this thing pull back and retest 193.23. I really would like to see that. Matter of fact, I want to see it so much that I'm going to make sure we're on day. We're going to go ahead and put a bid right there. So if it wants to flush down and get me in at this area, I'm going to go ahead and take 100 shares to the north side. If it doesn't want to, if it wants to break down from there, that's a-okay. I won't be in it for a long time, just a good time. So we'll see if it gets us in there. Meta looks like an absolute great place to buy here just because of the risk reward, guys. I like the risk reward on this. I'm not giving you any buy or sell recommendations, but this big talking chin looks at this and I say, hey, look, we followed this uptrend line so many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times, and now we're sitting on this trend line again. So if it breaks this trend line, watch out below. Meta might actually be coming down from here. But if it wants to hold this trend line and bounce, give us a little bounce right here, this thing might yeet to the north side and take off like absolute terror. Okay, so we're going to take a look. We're going to take a little peeky gander and see what the market wants to give us today. But I'm thinking shorts. I really am. I'm thinking shorts, and this almost looks like it is the perfect place to short it right now because it is breaking down. So maybe we get a pop, a retest of that trend line so I can get some shorts in, but we will see what wants to come of Meta. So Meta sell trying at 207.6. If this breaks, then try at 219.5. Target 173 or 152. Yeah, I could see that. Definitely 207.6. Yeah, that 207.6 is probably a way better area to try and take a short at, just because that's where the liquidity is. So good call on that, Joshi. Let's see, 160. Sell target 163.25. We're up here in the 190, so 163. So you're short? Are you short Tesla, Josie? Is that what you said, buddy? All right. So Meta is breaking down 204.07. Let's take a peek. Goodness. Well, let's take a peek here, guys. Let me run through the market and see what is going on right before open. So guys, we only have about 7 minutes till market open, so I'm going to run through and take a little peeky gander at what is going on. That way I can get a better idea. So SPY back up there into its resistance area. We have IWM still up in that resistance area. We have the QQQs again right up into that downward trend line and resistance area. We have Netflix starting to break down a little bit here, and Microsoft heading back down towards that area of support right below us. So we have AMZN into that resistance area. We have Meta breaking down into a support area. So that's key thing right there, is that Meta is in a support area. We're going to see if that area does want to hold. If we throw that on the hourly, it looks really good area to try and buy up if you want the breakout to the north side. But if your sentiment is to the bear side, well, it looks like the bears are trying to hold control, trying to push it lower, but we're going to see if that's what wants to happen in this market today. So we are going to see, guys, we're going to see. I think we're going to take some speculative trades today because it's my last day in front of you, so I want to make it memorable, whether it's a big one or a bad one. LLY and BNGO for a buy side. So LLY, yeah, down here in this area, that looks pretty cool. And BNGO, whoa, I'm not looking at BNGO at all. I like your LLY, but I don't like this BNGO. You know, I understand that it's down here at that base, but I just don't like that. I don't like the look of that. It's not very, it's not liquid. You know, BNGO is just not liquid at all. It's not trading enough shares for me to even want to look at. So let's look at the VIXY, or the VIX and the DXY. So I'll just click on them over here really quick. So we got the dollar over here. Let me just bring up Meta over on this side. All right, there we go. So we got the dollar over here, guys. It looks like the dollar had a little pop up, but it looks like it's trying to sell back off. So let's take a look at the VIX, the VIX, which is the volatility index, and it looks like we're down. We're down to 21.4, which is really good for the overall market, but not good for my boy Sauce. He's got to trade in the VIXY, so be careful out there. Make sure you're using risk management the best that you possibly can. So it looks like Meta is starting to see in a little bit of soak on that 5 minute. So maybe I do want to be a part of this dang breakout, but we're going to see, guys, because we have less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes till market open. So I am pumped that you're here with me today, guys, because this is my last day on the live trading Monday through Friday 8 until 12. Other than that, we'll be doing it on Fridays. It looks like that seems to be the sentiment. That seems to be what everybody wants to do. But I'm going to make sure that if I can't, I will let you guys know. But I'm almost 100% sure we'll be able to do live streams on Fridays, and then I'll be bringing you at least 1 to 2 shorts or 1 video. So we're going to mix it up. We're going to make sure we keep growing this community. We keep bringing you guys the best commentary, the best analysts, and I'll be bringing you guys my trades. Any trades that I do or I don't make, whether they're winners or they're losers. As you guys know, I've been transparent with you guys since day 1. Not day 11, but day 1, baby. So keep that in mind. I absolutely love my time here with you guys, and I love you guys being here with me. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, so you can continue to see more awesome updates from this channel. So it looks like Meta is still just working that area, working that trend line. It's wanting to hold, it's wanting to head higher. Well, that I have a bias, obviously, me saying that if it wants to, because it doesn't have any feelings. The market doesn't have any feelings. Yes, yeah, mama, I know, but hey, you know, sometimes, you know, the whole reason why we started this, guys, because my knee was messed up, and I was going to be in front of the market anyway, so might as well bring you what I can do best, and that's commentary, that's analysts, and bringing you live trades so you can learn from them or learn from me. Well, with that being aside, we can still do this. We can still grow, and I can always come back to do this full time once we're in a better area. So instead of me burning through all my capital before I'm making money on YouTube, I rather work my butt off while I'm working my butt off to help grow this community still. And then once we have a large enough community where I can bring in advertisings and yada, 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 so it pays my way while I do this, then that would be the better focus. So I'm going to continue, guys, constantly bringing you awesome content. But we got 2 minutes, 30 seconds to market open, and Meta looks like it is breaking down here. So Meta's breaking down. Let's see how Tesla looks. Let's run through this market really quick, guys. So if Meta's breaking down, we're going to see where the rest of the sentiment is. We're going to see what we want to do. Right now with Tesla, where it's at, it's kind of diddling in the middle, so I don't want to take a trade on this, but I would like to see this thing break right on down, but not in a mean way, in a kind way, of course. So SPY looks like it's at that resistance, IWM as well. QQQ is kind of in the middle now. I mean, it's crazy because of, you know, kind of where it's sitting, but we'll see how that works out. Netflix looks like it is breaking down a little bit. Microsoft is almost right there on that support area, so we're going to see what comes of that. AMZN is still pushing up higher into that area, and Meta looks like it is changing course a little bit here, guys. It does look like it is changing course on META, so we're going to see what comes of all of that. I'm really excited for today, though. I think we're definitely going to be bumping up the share size today, because you know what, screw it. If I lose $5 grand today, so be it. If I make 30, who cares? You know, let's do this today, guys. So I'm pretty excited, I'm pretty pumped, and I'm pretty ready for this awesome stinking day. So we got 1 minute left till market open, guys. I'm going to run through this one more time. SPY at resistance area, but looking very tight. IWM, the same gosh darn thing, right there at resistance, but look like it's starting to get tight. QQQ at bullish pennant formation right there. Everybody's been so stinking bearish. Too many bears in line. Things might head higher. Who knows? I could be completely wrong, so make sure you're using risk management. Netflix looks like it's getting a pullback at 327. Microsoft looks like it is trying to pull back to that support at that 280. We're going to see what happens with that. AMZN trying to push that pooper scooper stock, trying to push up to that $100 area, and with 25 seconds to go, Meta looks like it's going to try and hold that uptrend line, but is at trading at 204.80, so we're going to see what comes of that. NVDA, and we got 10 seconds left, guys. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you have been here for the pre-market prep. If you have, pat your sweaty hand on your back, because we are ready to go. 3, 2, 1, let's go, baby. Good morning. Today is going to be the day. Here we go, baby. All right, so right off the get, we get a little pop, shove, a little stutter, a step, a shake, a little move here and there, baby. But we need to keep a little bit of an eye on everything out here in this market, because we want to make sure if there is something to take, we want to take it because we want to make money. PDD, what is at below? Is there or at below? Wow, PDD really failed in that area. It looks like Tesla is getting a little bout of liquidity here, not knowing which way it wants to go just yet. Here we go, back down to the south side now. It looks like Tesla is trying to pull back a little bit. Let's take a look at the SPY. The SPY looks like it's just trading sideways, 398.16. We got the IWM doing a little bit of a pullback, but nothing crazy, and the Q's doing the same thing. Nice little pullback. Netflix. What I want to keep an eye on is this Microsoft and this Meta. I think it's very, very two important trades. If they can hold in this area, I think they could really see blue skies, baby. So it looks like we have Tesla pushing up right off the get, right up to this new area of 195.47. So is that going to be an area that I would want to take a short? Well, I think it is speculative enough for me to at least try. So I'm going to try it. I'm not in here for a long time, just in here for a good time, guys. So if we're going to see downside with the overall market, we want to see downside right here on Uncle Tesla. So we're going to see, because if it wants to keep pushing higher, I'm not going to be in it for a long time, just a good time. So here we go, 100 shares short on Uncle Tesla. Here we go. We're going to see if this area is going to pose a threat at all. If it doesn't pose a threat and wants to keep continuing higher, that's a-okay. Meta really breaking down here now at 203.63, looking absolutely amazing for you shorts out there. So congratulations to anybody who decided to go ahead and take that beautiful short. Absolutely amazing. And now Tesla is getting absolutely crushed right there. But remember, guys, this is the market open, so we know that these market opens can be extremely volatile, okay? So keep that in mind, whether you're up or whether you're down. These things are going to shimmy, shake around until they find which way they actually want to head for the moment. So being this early, being this speculative, you need to be very, very careful. Use risk management in mind. Definitely use risk management in mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the overall market. As the SPY is trading at 398.05, kind of, well, it's definitely higher than what it closed at, so that's positive news. But the IWM does look like it's crapping itself a little bit. Grab the toilet paper. QQQ does look like it broke down a little bit, but looks like it's waking up off of that bottom there. Hopefully we're not on the wrong side of this trade here, guys, because if things start to rip, they will start to rip. And you know Tesla, sometimes it does like to head higher when it starts. Sometimes it's hard to keep these things held down. So we might be on the wrong side of this Tesla for now, but we are going to hold out because we want to make sure we give ourselves at least enough room in this trade for the short side. So we're holding on to it, not for a long time, just for a good time. This QQQs is trading at 311.27. So next up is Microsoft. Microsoft is right at that area that I said looks like a nice little area for a buy. So do I go ahead and give this a little shorty shot? I mean, might as well, right? We might as well give it a shot. So here we go. We're trying to buy 100 shares of Microsoft in that area to see if we can see this thing head to the north side. Of course, does it want to get me in? No, it doesn't want to get me in there. It wants to hang out. It wants to head higher without me. That's the way it happens sometimes, guys. But that's a-okay, you know. That's part of trading. So we're going to give it a little bit more time to see what it wants to do. All right, come on down here, Tesla. Let's see what else we got going on. So we got the SPY. We need to make sure we have Tesla on this. We can see how our Nugget trade is doing. So you guys know I am short Nugget. We're up about $81 on that trade. We're going to want to see if this thing wants to continue to head lower, or did it actually find support and will it head higher? So we're going to leave Tesla up over on this side so we can keep an eye on that sweaty trade. If it wants to keep on pushing higher, well, I'm not going to be in it for too much longer, guys. We just want to make sure, give this some time at that market open to see what it wants to do. Here's the 1 minute, very, very speculative on that 1 minute there. See, you can see this is where, well, look at this, guys. This right here, see how it touched this area and starting to soak up? If it wants to hold this 195 area as its support, that's going to be bad news bears for anybody that's short in this area. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and we're going to see, does it want to keep soaking up in this area? And it looks like it does. It looks like we got some soaking on that 1 minute. Let me throw it on the 5 and take a little peeky gander here. So yeah, it looks like it's continuing trying to push higher. Now, are we in that Microsoft trade? Let's take a look. MSoft. Let's take a little peeky gander at MSoft. So it looks like it got us in one share, one stinking share of Microsoft while it was down there. Isn't that interesting, guys, how that works out? One share of Microsoft. So very interesting. So now I'm going to have to exit this trade here, guys. I'm going to have to exit this Tesla trade. It's burning a little hole in my pocket here, which is no big deal, guys. Small loss. But I'm just going to keep an eye on it just for a second to see, just because I don't want to exit this prematurely. Trying to give this a little bit more time up in this area. But we've seen this test. See that test and how I got soaked up and bought up? So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and exit this trade nice and easy. We're going to exit this trade and we're going to see what wants to come of it. So we'll give it a little bit more time on that, and maybe Microsoft can break down a little bit more to try and soak me up on this offer here. Tesla, absolute beautiful breakout here, 196.66. I did call the strength on that, so why I'm going against what I say when I'm doing it is pretty silly. And it looks like Microsoft is trying to get me bought up in this area now. It does look like it's soaking me up now, so we're gonna see, is this the right thing to do? We're gonna definitely be trading like a madman, not trading like a madman today, but we want to get our shares in where we want to get them in, and we want to get out when we want to get out. So we're going to see what comes of these trades here. So here we go. It looks like Microsoft broke down of that area. We need to see Meta. We need to see Meta. Where is Meta trading at right now, guys? So Meta did break down. Is this soaking up? Is this showing a buy area right here? Let's zoom out on the hourly to take a little peeky gander. So yeah, this is going to be its area of support. Did break that downtrend line, which is nice to see if it can hold in these areas. So let's go ahead and zoom in on the 5 minute, take a little better idea. Yeah, so it does look like we are finding some support down here. So that's nice for Meta if it wants to continue to hold. Let's take a look at the Qs. They're still trading in between that range of 311 and 312. Now, I know that sounds like a really tight area to try and be holding, but it is trying to hold those areas. So we'll see what actually comes of that. So here we go. Microsoft now at 278.98, not looking the best for the long side unless it wants to try and hold this area at 278.75. So QQQ is just trading sideways. We might just want to wait some things out, find some better levels. So we will see very, very soon. Microsoft still breaking down here. AMZN looks like it's breaking down. Meta's trying to find a bid, in these areas. But you know what I'm really interested in is this Tesla. Look at this beautiful push in Tesla. Doesn't look like it can get much higher though than this. you know, much higher at all. There it goes. I knew if I said it. It would show me a little love there, you know. So we're gonna see. Does this thing want to push all the way up to 200? Maybe it does. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. If it does want to push to 200, that would probably be the best area to short at, is that 200 area. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Yucky, yucky. Look at Microsoft, dumpy, dumpy. 278.82. We're going to see if this thing wants to start soaking up in this area. This might be a nice area to soak up because we are in an uptrend in this area. We also have VWAP from the past 2 days trading right there, right where it's at that 278. So this might be a nice area to actually try and see Microsoft hold. But if it wants to continue to break down, we don't want to hold on to anything for too long. It does look like it is oversold on the 5 minute. Let's take a look at the 15. The 15 also is looking oversold. And let's look at the hourly. Yeah, so the hourly is not oversold yet, but it looks like we're seeing confluency between the 1, 5, and the 15 on that. So we'll keep it on the 5, and we'll see what wants. All right, here we go. Tesla's actually doing a little breakdown here in this area. Let's take a little peek. On the 5 minute, oh, we already have it on the 5 minute. There we go. Big wicks to the top there on that 5 minute area. So is this it? Is this where it actually starts breaking down? And is this where Microsoft wants to head higher? So we're going to see here, guys. It does look like Tesla's starting to break down in this area. But if it wants to retest this 195, that's going to be a pretty interesting area for it. So let's take a look at Meta. You guys know I want to see Meta. Okay, so Meta, it looks like it's trying to hold, but we're still seeing some wicking there. So maybe it doesn't. Maybe this Meta keeps breaking down. Maybe it'll go down all the way to this 197.38 area. That would be very, very interesting for that to actually take place. Let's go ahead and look at Netflix. Well, hi, Mr. Baby. Hi. You want to say hi? Come here. And here is my youngest. We got the baby of the babies right here. Hey, not the coffee pot. Look up here. Look, right here. Say hi. Hi. We got ourselves a good baby. Not too fussy. Not too fussy, huh? Not too fussy. So what do we got going on here, guys? It looks like Netflix is trying to push up. Is this area going to continue to hold and keep rising higher? That would be absolutely amazing to see if it did. If it doesn't, it wants to head lower, heck, then my hat's off to anybody wanting to be on the short side. You know I'm a bear with bull horns here, guys. So it is what it is until it's not what it is. Goofy Panda. Goofy Panda. Bye, baby. All right, Meta does look like it's bouncing up now. It does look like it's trying to head higher. Let's take a look at MSoft over here on the left-hand side. It does look like it wants to bounce up too, but will it run right into that resistance? If it does, that's going to be my tall tale sign to get the heck out of Dodge. Now it looks like Microsoft's getting a nice little push back up into that VWAP area. Is that VWAP area going to hold, or is it going to head on lower? Good morning, sweet baby Reese. Yeah, good morning, sweet baby Reese. It's better than sweet baby Ray's. Maybe not as tasty, but you know how it goes. So guys, we're looking at a little bit of everything here today. We got Microsoft up here for a long in this area, and we have, what else we got going on? Nope, we're out of that Tesla. Let's see what else we got. Let's look at Uncle Tesla. Uncle Tesla looks like it's just kind of hanging around in those areas, which is great. It's showing strength if it wants to hang out in those areas, but I just don't really trust it. I don't really trust it. I don't trust any of it. I don't trust none of it. You guys know how I am. So we're going to look at Meta, because I really do like Meta. I'd love to see this thing really take off. But I want to play the breakout. I don't want to play down here in these areas. So it looks like we're starting to see a little push here on Microsoft, but this is what I want to see. Is Microsoft going to hold this area and continue to push higher? Because that would be nice. That's where we bought it up at. So now we're up about $7 on that trade. I really would like to see Microsoft get higher. I'd love to see Microsoft head on higher to bring the overall market up with it. So that being said, You know, that would be absolutely an absolute beautiful thing to see the overall market continually heading higher as well. Plus, you know, I wouldn't mind having 100 shares of Microsoft at these lows because, hey, that could be very, very great for the overall account. And if I could be a big boy, hug up my pants and hold on to them for a sweet longer trade, baby, well, I hope this thing gaps up, you know, an extra $100 overnight so I can feel safe holding it. So here we go. Tesla's back up there, 196.86. Let's take a look at META because we know that these ones are hot, baby, hot. So it looks like Meta did get a nice push back up to that 204.90, then a sell-off back to VWAP area. This might be that VWAP pullback kind of trade where you break through VWAP on higher volume or on, you know, on a big push through, and then it pulls back and it retests that VWAP area for a long to head on higher. So that could be the trade there, where you buy this pullback here. But these aren't buy or sell recommendations, guys. I'm just kind of looking at the overall market and thinking out loud to myself, you know, hey, what's going on here? What's going on there? And where can we make our most money? So we get this huge push down for Microsoft. You've seen that it was oversold. It got bought right back up. So I'm glad we took that trade. We're up about $64 in that right now. But anything can happen, guys. This thing could just, you know, find all that soaking because we know we're in an area of resistance here. But because it broke through in pre-market, to me, this just looks strong. You know, it looks really strong. I'm really happy to be in this right now. And if it does want to pull back and retest, I'm not going to be too squeamish anymore just because of that overall strength that we just seen it pushing up higher in. So let's go on the 1 minute on this. Yes, it sometimes gets me in trouble, but I like to see how it's acting around this VWAP area. So we're seeing a lot of selling in this, but because it held this area here and wants to push higher, a part of me wants to take this speculative stock right here. We're going to go ahead and join, and then we're going to see if this thing wants to hold this VWAP area. If it wants to hold this VWAP area, I want to be a part of it, okay? That's simple as that. If it holds VWAP, I want to be a part of it. So, you know, part of me says, you know, just get in 50 and then get another 50 at VWAP and then cut it at it as it breaks, you know? So maybe that's what we do. We just do 50. We do 50 here, right here in this area. All right, and then we will add to it if necessary, okay? If we can pull back a little bit more, okay? So that's what we're looking at on that. Microsoft, we're up about $100 on this trade, no big deal. Not sweating it. This isn't the move that we're looking for. The move that we're looking for is a break to the north side, and if we don't get that, that's A-okay. I'll probably break out closer to break even on this trade, just because this is where I want to see it hold. So if it breaks down even lower than this, I obviously don't want to be a part of it. So there we go. I'm in Meta. We got in 50 shares of Meta. Like I said, I wanted to get 100, but we're going to see if it wants to get down in this VWAP area. If it gets down in this VWAP area and wants to hold, then I'll add 50 more. If it wants to take off wildly to the north side without me, that's fine. We'll just it's not without me. I got a half share size, okay? So we're in Nugget. We're not in Tesla anymore, so I can get rid of that. But we are in MSoft, and we are in Meta to the long side. Not for a long time, just for a good time. Hopefully, I would like to hold Microsoft for a long time in this area. That would be absolutely splendiferous, to see if I can hold on to this trade, you know, for, you know, weeks. If I can hold on, I mean, I'm very speculative. I'm only within $1, right? Let's see, I bought it at 279.51. 279.51. So I'm right here at this red mark. Okay, we can just make this, it's green mark so we know where I got in. But see how wildly speculative I'm already getting, and I'm only up, you know, $1. You know, I was only up $1 on this, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I want to hold on to this thing forever, you know, but when it gets back down to here, I'm like, oh God, I gotta sell, you know, and that's the part of trading that's why I like to do this in front of you guys. I like to show you, you know, hey, this trading is hard. It is very speculative. When you do try to size up, you do start sweating bullets, you know, but that's why it's nice to have a day like today where it's just like, I don't care. It's my last day doing this on a Monday through Friday routine. I want to do something. I don't care if I lose a bunch of money. I don't care if I win a bunch of money. I honestly just want to make sure that I'm making some kick-ass trades. Okay, so if I'm following my technical analysis, I'm following my the analysis that I bring you guys, that you guys keep making money off me. Well, if I do it for me now and I can make money, then heck, let's make some money, right, guys? So you're seeing it here today. This could be one of my biggest days or one of my biggest losses. But either way, we are definitely going to be sizing up today and taking bigger, more wild, speculative trades. So saying that, guys, I do want to make sure that I'm keeping an eye on all the trades that I want to keep an eye on, just like Meta. Yeah, there we go. Meta is back up into that resistance area because it's starting to wick off in that area. you know, it makes me, I got to keep a real close eye on this, because if it is wicking off in that area and we don't see any push or follow through and we just can't get above it, you know, I'm going to be wildly speculative to the south side for that area. So definitely going to have to keep an eye on all of that. So MSoft over here and Meta over there. And if you guys have anything that you want to see, my name's Dave. I'm LoFiTrader. I'll be bringing you 3 pieces of content every single week. Every single week. So if you want to get behind that, somebody who will not quit on you because you have not quit on me, then make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because I will be bringing you shorts. I'll be bringing you live entertainment, and I will be bringing you that commentary and be teaching technical analysis as well, because I absolutely love technical analysis. It's just part of my life. I love to go through charts, whether I'm on the phone. I much rather do it on my computer, but while you're on the phone, or you know, whether you're on the road, or if you're on the laptop, or if you're just looking at other people's charts, whether it's on Twitter or FinTwit or anything like that, I love to look at the sentiment. I love to look at the sentiment of the charts. I love to see the emotion inside the charts. I love to be extremely speculative, and that's just the way I roll, baby. So if you can get behind that, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be here for you, and I want you to be here for me. So cheers. This one is for Mama, because you know I love you. Thanks for that chat. You know I can call you anytime. Everything's good. Everybody's happy. And so thank you. Thank you for letting me blow off some steam. Mama. Love your mamas, guys. Love your mamas. There we go. We're up about $100 on the Microsoft trade. We're up about $22 on the Meta trade. Let's go ahead and see if we got anything else popping off at the mouth. We got NVDA still diddling in the middle right there. We got Tesla still diddling in the middle up to that next area. This was a buy on that retest, guys. That was a beautiful buy on that retest. We didn't get a part of it, though, because now we are waiting until it gets up to 200 for a short sale. Microsoft now pushing to 280.73. Yeah, I'm happy about that. We're up $123 on that trade. Apple looks like it's going to try and push back up into that area of resistance again. Now, this area might be an area of support if we can break through it, but until that happens, Apple, we're going to wait on to see what happens. So Google looks like it's trading at 104.37, trying to show us a new higher low. Will it hold? That would be very, very interesting for that overall market. Apple 160.41. Tesla, we need to start with the, let's start with the SPY right here, guys. Let's see where the SPY's at. So SPY looks like it just tried to break out of that high. It's trading at 396.63. That 399 is that very speculative area. If it can break out above that, wow, that's going to look really good for the overall market. That would look really, really pretty. But just keep in mind, guys, that is a very big area of resistance. Anytime we came up to this trend line, every single time, and I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm done counting, guys. It's more than my fingers. I'm done counting, okay? But it's been up there more than enough. It's tested more than enough to where you could be seeing it sell off right here. It could be a huge sell off here, right? And same thing with Microsoft. You know, guys, I want to make sure, I want to note this, that if we get back up into this area and we start selling off, you know, we start seeing a heavy sell off in this area, just like we did at market open, well, then that might be you know, an area where we might want to take some profit before it just sells right back off, okay? So we have the SPY trading at 398.81. It's really festering around that 399. Very, very important. Keep our eye in that area, okay? So right there, Microsoft, we're up about $127. We're still holding true. We're going to see what wants to happen with this. $132, no big deal, guys. Let's take a look at Meta and see how that beautiful trade is doing. Here we go, META. So META looks like it's right back up into that resistance area, okay? So I would love to see this thing break through. I don't have too much really kind of, you know, on this. I just want to see this hold, trade sideways, and break through. If we come all the way back down to that VWAP area, you know, I want it to hold above VWAP, right? So I'm glad I got the 50 shares in. Sure, we would be up at $60 rather than being up this 40, or we'd be up $80 instead of the $40 that we're up. But that, you know, that's the thing. We took half size, guys, because we were already in big in a few other trades. And you know, I could get out here because this is its resistance area, but I'm looking for that bigger move. So if we can keep trading sideways throughout the whole day and then push up higher, you know, that would be the bigger expected move. That's what I would like to see. So we're gonna see if that's what what wants to happen with Meta, or I just cash this out right now and we just add it to our pile, add it to our piggy bank, you know. We're gonna see, guys, what exactly wants to come of it. So let's see, Meta's trading at 280.69 above the VWAP area right now, as Meta is trading at 205.46. Did I say Meta twice? I meant Microsoft at 280.70. Let's take a look at AAPL for my boy Willis. All right, not APPL, AAPL. So AAPL, yes sir, right up there. It's at 160.65. We need to be careful. This uptrend line at 161. Not only is it the uptrend line that it's going to be retesting, but it's also an area of resistance from previous days. So I believe this was Wednesday, Thursday here. Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday. So the 22nd and the 23rd, they reached highs. On the 22nd was 162 and 161.50 for the 23rd. So we're trading at 160.67. So just keep in mind that 161 is going to be its final boss, if you will. This thing is looking very speculative at that 161. So if we break out above that, wow, watch out. We might head higher. So that is my take on Apple, looking absolutely scrum-diddly-umptious, if you will. So that's what I got for you, Willis. My boy Willis. Been here since day one, Willis, and I do appreciate you. Always going strong. Always. You're even following me to the Sunday chats on the Robinhood stock market watch list. We were the only ones there, though, weren't we, Willis? There's usually about 30 people there, but because he didn't show up, you know, it is what it is. At least we showed up. We know that we're trying to do our due diligence, trying to make our money on it, and trying to kick butt and take names. So here we go. Microsoft at 280.87, looking really good here. You know, it's a little extended from that VWAP area, so I'm not expecting this thing to push up higher right now. Kind of expecting it to trade sideways in this area and show me that it's still strong, that it wants to hold, and that it wants to continue to shape up. So here we go. It's starting to break down now a little bit. We're going to see if it wants to hold this VWAP area. Same thing with Meta on this pullback. We're going to see if it wants to hold this VWAP area. But what we can do is we can run through the indices to see where everything's holding. So we know the SPY is right there at its resistance. It's trying to break down a little bit. Same thing with the IWM. It's starting to break down in that area. The QQQ broke up above that key area, but it did have a huge soak right there. So if it doesn't want to hold these areas, it's going to continue to head lower, at least down to that 311 where it's been bouncing around. Now Netflix, goodness gracious, guys, look at Netflix. Netflix just breaking through another area of support. That 332 is a big area of resistance, but now it's going to act as support as it comes down to test that area. Okay, so looking really good for that trade right there. Now Microsoft, we're still up about $83 on this, but it's coming back right now to test that VWAP area. If that VWAP area wants to hold, wow, I might actually add into this Microsoft trade. If it wants to break down and head lower, well, we will break even on that trade. So SPY target complete. Now sell target is 365. Nice job, Joshi. I love to see that. So good luck with your short trade there. Your short target is 365 and 2 cents. So very good. Joshi makes me want to panic sell out of my Microsoft and switch everything, but I just cannot do that right off the rip. Maybe we just go ahead and distract ourselves with the other trade that we're in. So we're going to keep an eye on this. You guys know I like Meta because it keeps pushing, it keeps testing, it keeps trying. Now if it doesn't want to hold this VWAP area, well, I'm going to think a little differently about this, and same thing with Microsoft. We want to see these big pushes hold new higher lows, or we're not going to be as speculative about them. So let's go ahead and distract ourselves with Uncle Tesla. So Uncle Tesla looks like it's back down on that VWAP area. So does Tesla want to hold new higher lows on that VWAP area? Does it want to come test this 195 again, or heck, come all the way down to 193 or 193 area and retest that? So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on, because it looks like things are still looking pretty healthy for the overall market. Even though the SPY is right there at its resistance area, we need to keep in mind on that, guys. Be very careful. The SPY is at resistance. IWM was at resistance. The QQQ is still trying to hold up at its resistance at these highs. Let me zoom out on the hourly. Very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting here. It looks like, you know, it's trying to push, but again, if you look on the hourly, you can see we're really festering up here. It's really festering up. It's not looking the absolute best. It looks like Tesla's starting to break down now. You know, let's take a look at MSoft. Let's see that. So we're down. We're only up. I'm not down. We're only up $62 on this trade. So we're going to keep a real close eye on that. Let's see what comes of that. And let's take a look at Meta. Maybe we take a little off the table for Meta. So let's look at Meta. Yeah, we're down here right at this VWAP area. So if it doesn't want to hold this VWAP area, we're going to want to exit this trade fairly quickly. So I guess I was right on taking profits right up there in that area. I should have just exited, and then I could have reloaded at VWAP if I felt comfortable with it. But you know, if it doesn't, then so be it. You know, this is part of trading, guys. We could just cut everything and take profit right now. But if you're going for something wildly more speculative and you want to see it head higher, you hold on to these trades and you see what comes of it. Okay, so right here we are, and these aren't buy or sell recommendations, guys. It's just me being a big old chin on the market, talking to you and trying to stay true to my bidding. So these are my biddings, not yours. So let's go ahead and try and add on this trade, because I said I was going to add if we got down to this VWAP area, and I do like it in this area. So we'll try and get that one in there, and we'll look at Nugget. We're still short on Nugget. It looks like Nugget did a nice little pop up there. Will this continue to head lower? That would be great for my short sale trade. Now it looks like we did get those last 50 shares in there for Meta, so I finally do have that 100 shares. And if these 100 shares don't want to hold this new high or low, I will get out, because I want to just play this VWAP area. So I play the VWAP. We're going to see if it wants to hold. If we get more, volume to come into this area, I'll be more confident about the trade. But if it wants to break down and stop us out right here, that's a-okay too. We'll just take a small loss for that. But no big deal. It looks like Microsoft's starting to soak up at this area. This is my buy-in area at this 279. 51 is where I bought it. This 279.43 is kind of like the mark where I marked it. That's where I said I bought it anyway. It's just hard to get these marks sometimes perfect, but you get the idea. We're about 10 cents in this general area, this 279 area, and we're going to want to see what actually comes of Microsoft in this area. So it looks like it's trying to head back up. Same thing with Meta, but again, guys, if we see overall weak in this market, we're not going to be we're not going to try and hold onto these things through all the swings, highs and lows. We want to hold on to them long enough until we know for sure that we are wrong, and we will accept the fact that we're wrong, and we will get the heck out of Dodge. So QQQ's pulling back to that VWAP area. It looks like a big soak on the 5-minute off that VWAP area, so that's good. Netflix is still pushing up. It looks crazy speculative on Netflix. Same thing for Microsoft. It came back down. It tried to come down to my original buy-in area. Got soaked up really, really fast on that 5-minute. We're going to see what comes of it, though, guys. We still need time. It's only about 30 minutes into our market open. So, Joshi, how you doing over there? Hope everything is going good for you. You know what? This one is for my boy, Joshi. That is some good coffee. Very good coffee. It looks like Meta pushed all the way back up. Wow, good thing we added 50 shares into Meta, just like we had planned. That's why I need to stick with the plan and not give a crap about the money, is just because of that. So I'm going to go ahead and just take off now 50 shares of this. Why? Well, because this has met exactly what I wanted it to do. So we're going to go ahead and make $35 off that trade. We're going to keep holding on to our Microsoft from the original trade. This is going to be more of our speculative trade where we can just make money on day trading, where I would love to see MSoft. I would love to see this thing just continue from this area, right? If it doesn't want to continue from this area, that's fine. But I want to see Microsoft hold out. It's been holding very, very well. It's right at a breakout point. So if I can continue to hold throughout this, even if it breaks out like crazy and then pulls back like crazy, like we seen on the FOMC meeting, it might be something that I can actually continue to hold on to. You know, that would be really, really nice to actually see. You know, a big trade like this. Yes, I do consider 100 shares a big trade, since this thing can move a minimum of 2.4% in a day, meaning just on this one trade, I could make or lose $240 in one day. Now, if this thing wants to keep heading higher and higher and higher, and there we go, Meta made new highs for the day at 205.83. So if we want to keep coming up, keep testing that 206.50 area, I really think Meta, like I said to you guys in pre-market prep, Meta could be a breakout trade for today, but we just need to see what is going to come of it. So it just pushed up and it broke through this area on volume, but now it's starting to soak up. That wick is starting to soak up pretty big there, and we're going to see if it wants that higher. So we sold 50 shares, you know, after we got a little extended from that VWAP area, after we got a nice little push, and then we're just holding on to that last 50 for either close to break even or to the moon, right? That's what I want to see, baby. That's what I want to see, baby. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining me, my name is Dave. This is LoFiTrader. I'm going to be bringing you 3 pieces of content regardless throughout the week. Sometimes you might be seeing me live trade. We'll join up when you see it. Sometimes you might see those videos or those shorts. Either way, hit those likes on those shorts so you can help support this channel, just like I want to support you every single day, guys. And if you want to, just scroll up in the comments. You can join our Discord. That's where I will always be at. I will always keep my phone on me in case you guys have questions. If you want to interact with me or anybody in this community, we got a lot of awesome support in this community, guys. I cannot be more grateful for a community like this, and I truly mean that, and I mean that from my heart when I say that. I absolutely love this community. You guys are awesome. You guys are stinking awesome. Woo! Stinking awesome, and I love you. I love you so much. Hubba hubba. All right, so Microsoft does look like it's pushing up to 280.84. We're up about 125 bucks on this trade. As Meta is pulling back, we're going to see if it wants to hold out on this VWAP area, or maybe it makes a new higher low since it's already held that VWAP area once. So that would be absolutely awesome if this really could do some awesome things for us. Because I just want to see Meta, you know, knowing that it just created new highs, that could be the short area. It's totally fine. It depends. Whatever side you're on, I'm rooting for you. I really am. I could care whether I win or lose. Of course, I'd love this you know, my last day trading for you guys live. It makes me want to do wildly amazing, but really I just want to do the best entertainment. I want to leave out on a bang. So whether I make, you know, a couple $1,000s today or I lose a couple thousand, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to give you guys a show, and I'm happy to come back and constantly bring you more and more content. So I'm playing my levels today. I'm playing smart. I'm playing disciplined, and I'm going to stick to them because I don't care about the money today. I just care about the big trades, right? Following my rules, following my mechanics, following my disciplinary trading rules. And as you guys can see, I did that with Microsoft. I usually would have panicked sold out right here, but I said, no, it doesn't matter. I have to hold on to this thing until it breaks this area. And even then I would want to give it a little bit more time. And sure enough, we held, and we looked, we seen everything was like oversold, you know, so we stayed in this trade, and I'm glad we're in it. We're up about 112 bucks right now. Now that can change in a matter of seconds depending on how the overall sentiment wants to shape up. So here's Nugget. NUGT's wanting to push higher on me. We're only up about $66 on this trade. I've already made about $35 on this trade. When I shorted here, up here at these 40s, it fell down very, very quick. So when we were down here in this VWAP area, we took half of our shares off, the 50 shares. We held on to that last half overnight, over the weekend, over the easy, the yoke broke, and we're up another big chunk of money. So if it wants to move all the way up here and get past this VWAP area, yeah, I'll exit, but I'd rather just hold on to this thing for the bigger expected move. So I believe, if I personally think that the market's going to go higher, which if we look at the overall SPY, you know, everybody's going to have their own opinion on this because of the way things are weighted. But the SPY, guys, the SPY is what I use because it's the overall market, right? It's taken everything. It's got a little bit of everything in it. And if you look, it's had this uptrend, and I always look at this 200-day moving average, which is this teal line. If it's above a 200-day moving average, I really like it for looking for longs. If I look at it on the month or the weekly, I want to see it above a 30-day moving average. That helps ease that price curve out a little bit, okay? So right there is where we're at on this. We're above a 200-day moving average. We're up a 30-day weekly moving average. And if you want to smooth that out even more, you could look at a monthly 10-day moving average, which we are up above. Now, it is not curling up at all. Don't get me wrong on that. It is very speculative and could head lower. But I do like looking at these different time frames to get a better understanding of where the market is at. So we'll put this back on the daily, and it'll show you we are right into that resistance area. But if we keep creating new higher lows and keep creating new lower highs, that is going to be an absolute bullish, well, I shouldn't say bullish sign, but that's going to be a sure sign that we're going to heat things up. So sure, the SPY can come all the way down here to this 194, but if it holds that area, I think, you know, the inflection point is going to be 196. Where everybody's going to be getting more and more tightening range, and then next thing you know, boom, you're going to explode to one side or the other. Okay, so they call that a pivot. I'm soft right here on the top left-hand side, trading at 280.70. So looking really, really good, guys. We're right back up into those yearly highs. The highest highs is this 281.05. So we're pushing right up against this $281 area, which is very important. If we can break above that, we might see an explosion to the north side. And then I also said the same thing for Meta. So just keep that in mind. These breakout trades usually are not the best trades to try and take, right? Because these breakout trades is once they break out and they get above these areas, that's where people like to take these shorts, okay? So speaking of short, it looks like Meta did break this VWAP area. So I'm going to go ahead and send this last 50 shares. My stop will be right underneath this area, okay? So if we don't see volume coming in, I'll get out there and I'll just take my wins off this trade. But let's keep an eye on Microsoft. Don't sleep on it because it's right at that area, right at those areas of those daily highs. 281. Maybe I should just make this mark right here of right where this is at. So let's take a look, guys. It's trading just above those daily highs. So it just made a new yearly high in the market open, but now we're back up into that area where it sold off very, very hard at 281.47. It's trading at 281.32. So this could be a very, very beautiful area for this thing to just take off if it wanted to, or maybe it sells off hard like it did in market open as Meta broke out again at that low. So it makes me almost want to get out of this trade now completely, just because we're up this money and I like it, and I'm not so sure that this area is going to hold. So maybe we sell out of this, we take the other 11 off the table, or no, we just leave the stinking stop there, Michael, because there's no point in being silly like that. So there we go. We put our stop in here for $50 or for 50 shares, and we're just going to see what happens, right? That's exactly what we're here doing. We're trying to see the bigger expected move. I want to hold out for that breakthrough at that 206.50. So why am I trying to get out of this trade? Because I want to make that extra $14? No, that's not what we're doing here today. We are here for this live entertainment so I can show you I can do my traded strategy, the way I can take my trades the way I want to. So if it wants to stop me out, we're still up that money, and we're going to see if that is what wants to take place, if that's what wants to happen. So you know, part of me really wants to be a part of the shorts here, but every time this thing has pushed up and pushed up and pushed up, this might be that time that it actually breaks through. So do I sell out 50 shares of these so that way we can make sure we keep that money in? Yeah, that's exactly what we should do. Is that what I'm gonna do? You know, I've been waiting for this breakout for a while, so I think I might just hold out, see what actually comes of it, and distract myself by running through the market. So let's run through the market and see what's happening. The SPY looks like it's waking off on that bottom at 397.50, now trading at 397.89. Let's look at the IWM, just kind of creating a little pennant there. Maybe that something comes of it. The QQQ back up at that top, that highs, okay, guys? When I say the highs or the top, I'm talking about the area that I have very definitely drew out for you guys so you know that this is a downtrend line, okay? So I drew this down. Let me zoom out in the hour. It'll give you a better idea here. See this, it's creating this pennant here, okay? So I'm expecting this thing to pull back and trade sideways. If it wants to break out here, well, then we're on a breakout, right? We're going to head higher. So Alex, good morning, Alex. I gotta give you the news, Alex, since you're here, and anybody else, yeah, Carly, yes, definitely need to stick to the plan. So anybody else that is just joining me, I got some news for you. I'm pumped to bring you the news. I'm pumped to tell you about it, and that's exactly why we stick to the trade right there, guys, because Meta looks like it's trying to push higher. We don't want to just get out for 17 bucks. Now, if I wanted to get out, I could get out for 30 bucks, but that's not the overall move. So let me give you guys what's going on. So let me tell you guys what's going on for me today. This will be the last live stream that we're going to be doing Monday through Friday, 8 until 12. What I'm going to be doing now is bringing you 3 pieces of content. 3 pieces of content every single not every single day, but 3 pieces of content during the week, okay? 3 pieces of content. Most likely I'll be doing the live trading on Fridays only now. Live trading on Friday, which is going to be absolutely awesome. I'm pumped about that. And then I'll be bringing you either 2 shorts and 1 video, or 1 short, 1 video, depending on how these things work out. So regardless, I'm promising you 3 pieces of content every week from LoFiTrader, and I will be bringing you the best. It'll give me time to work on it and create some of the best content that I could possibly bring out personally. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So that's the news for LoFiTrader. That's where we're headed. We're going to make sure that we're constantly bringing you guys the best that we can possibly bring. And I think doing this is also going to help me out as well, because I will continue to bring, I'm going to continue to bring in that, I'm sorry, I'm just watching my trades here. Let me take a sip. I will get to continue doing what I'm doing, and also I'll continue to be able to build up my pension, my supplemental for my future, and not have to do it all on my own with trading. You know what I mean, guys? So that's all part of it, guys. That's all part of trading. It's all part of being speculative. You can't be here all the time, but maybe at some point in time, as long as this channel continues to grow, maybe we will revisit this in 2 or 3 years when the channel gets huge and I have enough sponsorship where they can just pay me to sit here and be a big talking chin. So that is the goal, guys. So we're going to keep on keeping on with this channel, because I absolutely love this. I love this community that we're growing, and I'm so pumped about this new schedule. I'm so pumped about actually being able to take more time on the content that I'm creating, so that way I can bring even better content to you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here, and yeah, I'm really pumped about today. Really pumped about today, and I'm really pumped about the future of LoFiTrader. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. Thanks for sticking with me and kicking some booty. So it's 10:13 right now, guys. We're just gonna run through my trades really quick. We got Meta up here on the right-hand side. We're about 50 shares long. We're not doing nothing crazy in Meta, just 50 shares. We're up about $30 on Meta as it stands right now, and we're up about $100 on Microsoft. We're just kind of waiting out right here. Did I say 100 on Meta? I meant 50. We're up about 30 on Meta. We're up about 100 on Microsoft right now. So we're up about another $13 on Meta, and we're just kind of waiting out to see what Microsoft wants to do. Let's take a look at NUGT. As you guys know, I'm shorting NUGT. This might be the area where I would want to add to it. So I'm still holding NUGT from last Friday. If you guys were here with me, actually I did this in the after hours. So let me just go over this NUGT trade with you. If you guys count, look at this base here. 1, 2, 3, right? 4 areas of support. After it broke through, it became resistance, and it resisted here but broke through, then broke down, and then when it came back up into this area, it didn't touch my buy target right at 40.60. But if you look at GFI, okay, if you bring up GFI, it did touch that area of resistance on its triple top right here. So I absolutely loved this for a short area. But why didn't I take GFI? Why did I take NUGT? Well, GFI only moves 3.1% in a day. So I wouldn't have made much money at all, as to where NUGT moves 5.6% in a day. So I definitely wanted to be in something that moved relatively faster than your slow-moving GFI, okay? So I took that short, and I'm still holding on to that short. We're up about $61 in it. It looks like this trade is starting to get a lot of volume in this area. So, you know, maybe I do want to exit this trade. Part of my plan was just to kind of hold to see continued selling off. But I didn't really have a game plan of how far this thing was going to go down, so I almost want to just take the money off the table, but I'm going to give it a little bit more time because we're right here at this resistance area. So we'll give it to 39.33. We'll give it plenty of room. You know, I don't really care, guys. I don't really care about the money today. I just want to make sure I am trading really good, sticking to my plan, making sure I know what the heck is going on. I almost want to add into Microsoft. That's what's crazy, guys. I almost want to add into Microsoft because I want to see this breakout, but I'm not going to do that because that's not a good idea. I'm going to stick to the plan and stick with what I know, right? What I know is things do look strong in the market. I don't care. There's a lot of bulls out, or a lot of bears out there that want to be naysayers. And that makes me feel good sometimes in the market, guys. When you have everybody and all the sentiment is to the south side, that is when the trades can really happen. That's where the money really takes place. So I could be completely wrong. Everything could sell off today and head lower. But with the overall sentiment in the market on the technical analysis, things just keep wanting to push higher, even with the banks. They want to push higher, even with 0.25% rate hike. They want to push higher. They just keep pushing, pushing, pushing. And when I say pushing, I'm talking about, you know, we have the SPY that has been on this uptrend the last time we hit down here, and now we're trading right at that peak. If it wants to break out today, which I don't, like I've made it very clear, I don't think it's going to break out today. But if it does want to break out today, that would be awesome area to break out. Now, I think it's going to pull back and at least come back to retest this 395, which, you know, is A-okay for it to do. But it's still bullish because we're above a 200, we're above a 30 weekly, and we're above a 10 monthly. And as you guys know, I'm risk on when it's in that area, but we just need a little bit more time to test those areas out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and since this keeps holding, this VWAP area keeps holding, if it wants to keep holding, I might add into that trade. QQQ looks like it's down here at that base. Big flush right there for QQQ. Just like as we were talking, it's at its peak right here. If it broke out, that would be crazy, but it still can pull and play in these areas. And look, it's creating a new higher low right now, just bouncing around in this pennant. So it's looking absolutely juicy. I hope today is the day, guys, where we do get to see a crazy blast to the north side, because I would love to end this show on a bang, baby. A bang. Well, we're not ending the show, but you know what I mean. Ending the Monday through Friday live streams, so we just stream on Friday now. But I'd love to leave on a bang. I'd love to make sure everybody gets a beautiful, beautiful test. Meta will retest from 205. You sound very sure of yourself. So it will retest from 205.50. So 205.50 is that 205.50. Yeah, it's tested it twice already today. If you think it's going to test again, yeah, why not? I think it might even come up to 205.66. Or it might even come up to 206.50. It could go anywhere at this point in time, but I couldn't agree more with you. I think it will retest. There is a lot of liquidity in that 205.70 area, 205.50 area for sure. So couldn't agree with you more. I wish I knew your name, but I'm going to call you Squiggly 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 because that's how I read it. But you're the guy with the hood on, so hi. I hope everything is going great for you, and thanks for joining the show. So we got Meta still trading sideways. You know that we were 50 shares long still. We got half of our shares out of that because, well, it was very speculative, and we wanted to just go ahead and lock in 30 bucks. So right here is, we already have Meta on one side. MSoft is on this left side. We're up about 100 bucks on Microsoft. Just kind of trading in the middle now. It's not wanting to break down. It's creating new higher lows, almost starting to form a pennant here. And if it forms a pennant here, that's going to be the best thing, I think, for Meta, because then it might be able to break through on volume and head to the north side. But remember, there's a lot of people that love to short when they break out of these areas, so keep that in mind, guys. If we see a huge buy up, there's going to be a huge sell-off. I'd like to see not a huge explosion to the north side, or if there is, we need to see sustaining buying power, continual pushing on volume to help find a new area extended above from where we're at. So that's what we're kind of looking at, guys. Meta's just kind of range bound now, trading at 205.04. You can call me Ponzi Fonzie. I'm going to call you Ponzi Fonzie, but the guy above you with the hood on, I don't know what to call him. I think I call him Scribbly McGee with the hood on, you know, but he's stuck on his phone. Maybe he's not watching the show. He's looking at his phone the whole time. That's his picture. Anyway, that's his picture, you know. But, yeah, I'm having fun, guys. I hope you guys are having fun, too. If you are, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let me know. What do you think about Meta? You think it's going to break out? Yeah, it has the power, or nah? No, it don't got no power, you know. Let me know in the chat what you guys think, and we will make sure we go over the sentiment very soon. So let's see, LoFiTrader. We're gonna go ahead and bring this up for you guys. Wrong button. It's okay. I'll just back out. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, guys, look at your screen really quick. I'm just gonna go through this really quick. There it is. What I would love to see you guys do is make sure you hit this live button. If you're not live, well, then you're not live. That's simple. Make sure you're live because I'm live. Hi, my name's Dave. Scroll on down here, guys. I want you to go ahead and click one of these. I want you to vote for me. Will Meta break out? And if you want to see something that I'm not looking at, guys, just leave me a comment right here in the comment section. Say hi and let me know what's going on, okay? Make sure you smash this like button, guys. I would like to see 20 of you smashing that like button today. And if you love the content that I'm bringing out, just go ahead, do me a solid, ladies and gentlemen. Do me a solid and hit that subscription button. It's absolutely free. There's only 3 things that I ask of you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and show up for pre-market prep. Guys, I do want to let SSIM know, yes, what am I longing? What am I shorting? Sure, so I am long Microsoft at 279.51. I'm anticipating this breakout at the top. Yes, breakouts aren't very cheeky. You know, it's not the best thing to be trying, but that's why we got the anticipation long down here at its support. I bought 100 shares long, and we've been holding it ever since. We're up about $106, but that can change very, very fast, as you know. I'm also long on Meta. If you look at Meta here, it's holding that VWAP area. I'm using this base right here. It's low to kind of hold it off. We're 50 shares long in that. We were 100 shares, but we got at the resistance. We took 50 shares of those out, locked in $30 in profit, so that way we will stay green on this trade if it wants to shut me out. The only thing I'm short on today is NUGT. We had a huge gap down, so I'm expecting it to push back up, but I would like to see it not hold these areas. I want to see this break down continually from this area. So I'm still holding it short, but we're not going to give it too much room after this. We're still up, $58. I think we've already made $30 on this trade as it is. So we're up maybe a total of $80 total on NUGT, but for right now, this last 50 shares, we're only up $60 on. So thank you, Joshi, for hitting that like button. Do appreciate that. But yeah, guys, this is what's going on. And SM, one thing, let me get a little sip. Let me warm it up first, and then I'll take a sip for you, not for me. All right, turn that off. I got some news for you, SM. Cheers to you, not me. Here you go. Guys, I am not going to be here every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 until 12 anymore. We are changing the schedule up, and I'm pumped to tell you about the schedule change, guys. This is awesome news for everybody. I will be able to focus more on what I love to do, and that's bring you the absolute best content, commentary, and stock analysis, not to mention live trading. But what I'm going to do, rather than be here every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 until 12, what I will do is I will be here on Fridays, most likely, for you. Now, I don't want to set it in stone, but we are going to say Fridays will be the days that I will be here doing the live trades from 8 until 12, okay? So that's the days we'll be doing the live streams, and then I'm going to do my absolute best to bring you 3 pieces of content. So if you don't see me on the live stream, don't you worry. I'm still going to be doing market updates. I'm still going to be doing my shorts, and I will still be doing awesome commentary and content for you guys. So make sure you stick around and you see what comes of the show. We want to make sure we can get our 1,000 subscribers up. We can get all those likes, and we get all that press, so that way when we come back at a better time, we will know, hey, we got entertainment, baby, yeah. So that's what we're trying to do, guys. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button so you can continually see more content getting pumped out from me. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, BTC. Yeah, Bitcoin's just trading in a range right now. It's coming down right now, but it hasn't broken any key areas. I think 515, it can come all the way down to there and still show us that it can hold. Heck, it can even come all the way down to 466, and I'll still be bullish on Bitcoin. But as of right now, yes, we should expect this thing to have a little pullback because we're in a huge area of resistance. So you don't find these areas without finding some resistance. So this could be a really good buy area, buy opportunity. But personally, I would want to wait until it came back down to this area of 470 in order for it to have a continuation to the north side. So Microsoft just kind of just chilling right there in that area, you know, right in between that 281, that breakout area, and that VWAP area. Just a huge battle between the bulls and the bears right now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but look how tight this is getting, guys. You can see all the wicks on the top, the wicks on the bottom, new higher lows, new lower highs, you know, and we're just getting into a really tight area. And I still think it could get a little tighter, but personally, I would say the hats are off to the bulls right now, and I do have a confirmation bias, obviously, because I am long Microsoft, I am long Meta, so I do feel like it's going to go to the north side, so don't get me wrong here, guys, but at the same time, because I'm a bear with bull horns, I like to look at both sides of the sentiment, and look, guys, every time we came up to this area, we've sold off. many times. So, what is to say that the long is here? The only reason why I'm holding off for this long is simply because if we look at the hourly, or even if we look at the 5-minute, we can see we're on this constant uptrend. If we keep testing these areas and we constantly are selling out, are not selling out, but we're seeing less and less wicks. If we keep pushing up, well, that means there's so much more supply down here than there is demand. And if we don't have any more demand up here, there's a lot more demand than there is supply. If we run out of the supply up top, we could push higher. But keep in mind, we know we're right in an area of demand, meaning this is more on the short side. Now, the explosion to the north side could be way greater than the push down to the south side, but that's not for me to speculate. I'm taking a trade based on where I bought in, because I like my buy-in area, and I'm basing my exit on a longer term swing trade. Now we're seeing this beautiful thing happen on Meta here on the 1 minute, which almost looks like an accumulation trade to me if we keep trading in the tighter range. So if we keep getting tighter and tighter here, which we're getting very tight right in this 205 area, and it wants to keep holding this VWAP, and it keeps on wanting to head higher, this might explode to the north side as well. So we just need to keep giving this more time and let this trade play out the way we want it to. All right. So I need to run through the indices over here and just take a little peeky gander as the SPY is breaking down. The IWM is also breaking down. It looks like, let's see, QQQ is still trading in the middle at 211.50. We got Netflix. Yeah, Netflix back up there at those tops. I'm not going to mess with Netflix, even though Joshi said it's good to try and sell at 337.40. It's at 336.13. It keeps pushing higher, and that's why I don't want to mess with it, because if we look at just the past few days, the history, I don't know if just a ton of shorts are piling into this or what's going on, guys, but this thing keeps squirting up higher and higher. So, that institutional ownership can be a pain in the butt if you try and fight it. This thing is just blasting up to the north side. Totally took me by surprise, not gonna lie. So see, I told operator buying down at 302 and see the effect. Yeah, no, you absolutely did, Joshi. And I looked it over here too. You can definitely see it started buying at 230, even lower than the 302 level. He started buying it up at this 230 level, and then every time it came down, 253 area. So there was a lot of buying up with Netflix, and that's just another reason for me to not want to buy into this. If anything, if this thing falls down and acts this 332 as support, I would still be bullish on it. So looking like a nice area for a short because it is overextended, but definitely not the trade, not a trade for moi, so keep that in mind. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Now Microsoft looks like it's trying to break down, still holding new lower highs here though. So what's going to happen here? Now we know that this area up top is a great area for a short, and this area down here would be an area of support, so it would be a great area for a long. So we're kind of just playing in the middle now, so we're just holding our longs, trying to wait to see what comes of it. So it looks like Meta is breaking down as well. It does look like it wants to head lower, and if that's the case, then bada bing bada boom, we're up about 1050 on the overall trade for Meta as Microsoft starts to break down, and we're going to see if it wants to hold this area. So if you at least learn this, then you will be able to reduce stop loss getting hit. But my biggest thing, Joshi, is I will always use a stop loss. I'm always very risk adverse. That's why when I lose on my trades, I lose very little, and that's why when I gain on my trades, I win big. And that's why I like to trade the way I like to trade, and that's why everybody trades different, guys. You got to have your own technique, your own profitability, your taking. But yeah, I'm always going to use a stop loss. Sometimes it'll be a soft stop just because, depending on, how things are, yada, yada, yada. If I'm using a stop loss, sometimes it might be a weak stop, but okay, so here we go. It looks like Microsoft is starting to break down here finally. It took long enough, but it's starting to break down here. So we're just going to go ahead and see what this thing wants to do right back down in this area. If it wants to hold, more power to it. But sad part is no one wants to learn. Yeah, that is the issue, Joshi. Nobody wants to learn. It's like, hey, go read a book. And it's like, what? Oh, gosh, no, just give me buy and sell alerts, you know, and I hate that. You'll never actually be able to use anybody's buy or sell alerts, guys. If you try to use buy or sell alerts, well, I can almost guarantee you are going to end up failing pretty quick, because what works for one person doesn't work for everybody. So keep that in mind on that. So look at Tesla is breaking down now at 194.62. Absolutely beautiful for that. Absolutely beautiful, guys. You love to see it in a sense, you know what I mean? You don't want to see the market tanking. You don't want to see the market breaking down. You don't want to see anything bad happening overall for the market, because we all have 401ks and all that good stuff. So we're going to see what actually comes of this Microsoft now. We were up quite a bit on this. Now we're just down small. We're just still playing the same area, guys. I still want to see it hold these new higher lows and see what actually comes of it. So this NUGT is just kind of hanging out in this area. I'm not going to give it too much longer. We're going to cut it for a nice win for the rest of that trade. So, but yeah, Joshi, I can definitely stand behind you. Nobody wants to learn, and sometimes, especially like me, I'm a big talking head on here, and that's what I want. I want people to want to learn, so that way everything that I'm saying actually does get soaked in, and the like-minded community that we're creating, we can see it coming to fruition, and we'll have more people pointing out good stocks rather than asking questions about silly speculative stocks that have no real hold. So definitely going to keep an eye on all of these. So okay, here we go. Tesla looks like it's trying to hold here at 194.62. We're going to see if it does want. Oh, I'm on the 5-minute here. We need to gain a little bit more better perspective here on this. Part of me wants to add in this Microsoft, to be very, very honest, just because of where we're at. I've already bought into it once, and I just like this area. I like this area, and I'm wildly speculative about Microsoft and that breakout. And if it does break out, it could be something big. But again, like I'm telling you guys, we're kind of in purgatory here. At these tops here, that's a nice area for a short sale. It's going to be really tough to get over. But if we can get over it, if we can break through and head higher, that's going to be an amazing area to break through on volume, holding a nice share size. So I want to take this to the north side because of course I want to see the market head higher, but I can't will the market to go higher. That's a big no-no. You can't will it to go higher. You have to use your technical analysis, and that's what I'm using here. I'm using technical analysis to get a better understanding of where the market sentiment might want to go, where it might want to head to, and it's just as simple as that, guys. You buy, you hold, and then you sell out at your stop loss areas, okay? So it looks like Tesla's trying to buy up there at that 194.80 area. We're going to see what comes of it, but I want to run through the overall market. The SPY breaking down 396.85. It looks like it's trying to hold support. It's not even down to Friday's red-green day at $396, so it's still got some room to fall if it needs to. IWM 172.83, well above that 170 for right now, so it still has room to come down. The QQQs look like it's right at that uptrend area that we were talking about, it going in between. If it wants to continue to break down from here, that could be really, really bad. Maybe it comes back up and tests this area and then continues lower. We're going to have to wait and see for that. Let's take a look at Netflix now. Maybe it's finally came down. No, it's still lingering up there at that 335.58. Wow, you need to be really careful up there at those highs. Microsoft really breaking down now, 279.24. So, I don't want to hold on to this for very long if it wants to continue to break down, but this still holding it uptrend makes me want to be wildly speculative to the north side. So maybe I just hold on to these and we will see what comes of it. Amazon looks like it's breaking down at 98.60. Meta, wow, look at that. Good thing we cut our trade there because it's coming all the way down to that bottom area. Now, does this bottom area want to hold? That would be absolutely awesome to see for Meta to trade on higher. NVDA down here, just trading in the middle still, guys, at 267.53. As to where Tesla looks like it's continually breaking down to 194.53. Maybe this comes all the way down to this 193 area and lets me soak it up a little bit for a move to the north side. So we'll see what wants to come of that for Tesla. AAPL looks like it did push up higher and now breaks down lower, but has not It's kind of like right there on that red to green. Is it? No, it's below red to green, and looks like it's wanting to head lower. 159.73. So we're going to see what comes of that. So I don't want to hold on to Microsoft for too long, but I really like this area for it to soak up. So if it's going to do anything, it needs to do it in this area. So let's take a look at the QQQ, still breaking down here at 310.42. This is not looking good for the overall market if it doesn't soak up very soon in this area. So we're going to keep an eye on the QQQs over here, and I think we'll throw up my Nugget over here. So it looks like Nugget is wanting to maybe peeked out. Maybe it did actually peek out from this area. We'll see. Maybe it's just trying to fill that gap a little bit, and then it'll head lower. So we'll see for that trade. And look at the QQQs at 310.40. So let's look at Microsoft. Maybe we need to keep a better eye on this Microsoft trade here. So looking absolutely horrid, but it is holding these new higher lows. So this might be a nice area to add into this trade. Don't want to get too crazy on this. Already holding 100. So we'll just keep on holding on. Hold. Amazon looks like it's at 98.56, still trying to hold its lows for the day. Meta, same thing, trading at 203.49, trying to hold those lows for the day. Very important for Meta to do that. If not, we might have a further breakdown on Meta. But if it can soak it up down here at the bottom, that would be absolutely beautiful for this trade. So we will see what wants to come of it. I don't know if you guys know this, but this coffee is delicious. Absolutely amazing. Who made it? Oh, I did. That's right. It's not that watered down today. I can feel it in my loins. These things are making my heart race. I can feel it down deep in my plums. So it looks like Microsoft trading at 279.25. I want to see where Meta's at, though. Where is Meta in this overall market? All right. Meta down here just at these bases. Can it hold this area? It does look like the selling off volume has slowed down a little bit on the 5 minute. Let's zoom out on the hourly to see what we got going on. So it did break down this area, but is finding some support on some pre-market, it looks like pre-market support, and the lows. Okay, so if this thing can hold this area, that's going to look really, really good for the stock. But if it wants to continue to break down, that's going to be a no-go. No-go, sir. I don't want to be a part of your stockery. So let's see. PXD operator buying going on. Good to sit to buy above 192 or 179 target. Okay. So that was PXD. I don't know anything about PXD, but we'll take a look at PXD. Pioneer Natural Resources. So you're looking at a natural resource. Very cool. Let's see. Operator buying. Good to sit. Yeah. We're going to keep an eye on it. Let's go ahead. We'll go to SPY. Yeah, SPY keeps breaking down here, but we still got room. Like I said, guys, we got plenty of room for the SPY to come down. But the IWM, we don't have too much room because it keeps creating new lower lows. QQQ at 310.44, and we have Netflix still. Look at this. That's how strong Netflix is today, guys. 335.35. Still not breaking down in this area. As Microsoft not wanting to hold. It looks like it keeps breaking down, So we're going to see what wants to do that. We're only down about 49 bucks in that. Let's go ahead and look at SMH. Okay, so that's trading lower. SPX. Hit that 4,000 marker, like even. You guys can see I have it marked out here for you. Hit that 4,000 even and started heading lower. So let's go ahead and look at Snap. Aw, Snap. It's trading at $11.84. So let's take a look at the old SPY. Looks like it's trying to soak on that 5 minute. Let's take a look at the hourly though. We gotta make sure we're looking at everything the right way. I'm soft over here on the right hand side. Oh yeah, looking like an ad right there. Yeah, let's see what comes of that, and the Q's over here. So very important areas to hold, guys. So very important areas to hold. That's why we're watching them. That's why I said today could be a big day. If it doesn't want to hold these areas and it just wants to absolutely fail from here, that's going to be very, very interesting. But if it can hold this area and it can push up higher and retest one more stinking time up here, you know, I think we can give another big push up to the north side and we can actually make new lower highs. But if it doesn't want to, I completely retract everything that I said, and I'm going to say, hey, be careful, guys. It looks like we are going to head lower. So that's just kind of the state of the market I'm in right now. So we're keeping an eye on this Microsoft trade. If it wants to keep heading lower, then we're going to get out of it. But we're going to keep in mind that we're right here at these lows. So I want to hold long enough to see what actually comes of this trade, as the QQQs are getting some soaking now down here below that area, just like we seen on Friday when it got below that uptrend line. It started soaking up pretty hard, and there we go. We're starting to see a little green come around for the QQQ. So can it hold? That's the true question. If it doesn't hold, this might be the absolute best area to take a short sale to the south side with the overall market. So maybe it's back up into this trend line and it's testing this, and now it's telling us, hey, we can't get above this trend line. Things are looking weak right now, and if that's the truth, then we don't want to be playing with this weak stock. So that's just what we're keeping an eye on right now, guys. You know, I am a bear with bullhorns. I want to see the market go higher. I really do. But if it doesn't want to go higher here, then where else is it going to go? Probably lower, or maybe trade sideways for a little bit. But either way, I'm Dave. This is LoFiTrader. If you want me to continually to bring you awesome commentary content like this, you guys just hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and vote on our poll. We got about 14 votes right now. And we're 50-50 too on that meta. So let's take a look at meta. Look at the sentiment in meta, because if I think it's going to go higher, you know, this would be the area I would want to see it getting soaked up and bought, right? So, you know, this might be a decent area to buy. Let's zoom out. And we've seen that it broke this area. So maybe this is the bear trap. You know, this might be a bear trap right here. And if it doesn't want to hold this area, the bear trap might be the best place to take along. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, guys, but that's what I'm looking at. And we're not going to hold on to this thing for a long time. Just long enough to know, is this thing going to head the way we want it to head? Just like Microsoft. We're still holding Microsoft because it hasn't broke any of these key areas, right? So if you want to be speculative, if you want to take a trade, make sure you know what you're risking. In this case, I have the low a day on Meta. That would be a good risk. And for Microsoft, we have this uptrend here that I want to make sure it's holding out before. Back for a minute. Wanted to thank you, Lo-Fi, for teaching me so much. Definitely going to suck in the mornings in the Nerve Center without you. I'm not going to quit learning because I'm not a loser. That's awesome to hear, B. Stewie. Yeah, and I'm still going to be here, guys. I'm still going to be bringing you awesome content that you'll be able to watch on your own time whenever you want. So if you want to save me for the morning when you always whenever you're always watching B. Stewie, you're always more than welcome to do that. And then there'll always be Fridays, guys. We'll be able to have happy Fridays together. I'm pumped about it, guys, because I can always keep bringing the awesome enthusiasm that I constantly try to bring you guys, because you know that I just love doing this. I love speculating, I love commentary, and I love growing this community. So yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you for being here, B. Stewie, from the very start, and I hope you're here to the very end when we're up over 100,000 subscribers and we're kicking butt and taking names in the market every single day. So if you want to continue to be a part of that, guys, just hit that subscribe button and you can be an OG like my boy B. Stewie. So here we go, guys. What do we got going on? Let's run through the indices really quick. We are in two trades right now. Not looking the best on those trades as the SPY is breaking down. The IWM looks like it's down here at its lows too. The QQQ is sitting on its uptrend line. If it doesn't want to hold this could be bad news bears for the overall market. Netflix is breaking down now, but it's breaking down at that 336 rather than that 334 that we talked about earlier. So that looks good, but isn't going to get soaked up on this VWAP area, because so far Netflix has not shown much weakness at all in this market since it's tried to catch its moving averages. Microsoft look like it's starting to pick back up here at this lows now, soaking up before it hitting low of the day. Why is Dow Jones right up here? That's weird. AMZN looks like it's trading at 98.59, just kind of trading sideways overall for the day. It tested that, hasn't even broke down enough to test that red-green area, so it's looking good. It looks like Meta, wow, Meta looks like it's still looking weak in this area. Maybe it's time to switch to the shorts, guys. You know, maybe it is time to switch to the shorts. So we're going to take a small loss on that. We're going to get out of that, and we're going to go ahead and get out of, well, we can't get out of Microsoft because it hasn't broke my area, but I'm thinking that because it broke this area and it's pushing back up into this area, that's looking more like a short than anything. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this trade, guys. We're going to call it quits on that. And, you know, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the trade. And, you know, I think I would be happier with getting into the shorts in this area now, just because it looks like everything is breaking down and we aren't getting any soaking or holding. So that being said, you know, hey, yo, watch out below. Maybe we continue to the south side. I do not know. But this Microsoft, I think we need one more test on this area. So we'll see what wants to come of it. So there we go. No. Now, immediately when it gets just what I fucking said, so. Wow. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, introducing. All right, guys, we're going to run through this market, see what's going on, and we're going to see if we can't take a trade right here at this base, because I'm really liking this weakness. I'm liking the weakness. All right, here we go. SPY, breaking down, 396. Are we at support yet? No, it doesn't look like we're at support. The QQQs looks like it's sitting right here on this area. If it's going to go up, it's probably going to go up in this area, right? If it's not, and it's going to want to break down in this area, well then watch out below. Let's take a look at Meta. Here's Netflix. Let's take a look at Microsoft, breaking down big time. Still hasn't broke those bottom lows yet though. AMZN at the bottom. Meta trading right there at its lows. It looks like it's really trying to soak up in this area though. Very interesting here for Meta. Big boy trade. Big boy trade, right? Goodness. Get quiet. There's a reason for it, guys. I'm trying to keep an eye on everything to see if this is where I want to go. NVIDIA is just still trading sideways. Tesla's back down here retesting this area. Okay, that's good. You know, that's good that this is the retest that I wanted to see, guys. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This retest of this area, if it broke up through, this 193 is a key area. So it's good that it's retesting that. It wants to show that it can hold. That would be really, really good for this overall market. Microsoft looks like it's starting to wick off on that bottom there. Hopefully it's creating a new lower high in this area. You know, I can't help myself. So let's see what we can do here. We are long in Microsoft. Come on, Microsoft, move to the north side. And so Tesla down here looks like a great area. We didn't get into this Tesla area, but that's okay. We're gonna see what comes of it, just because it's very speculative. You know, it would be pretty awesome to buy enough shares down here and holding for the longer run, but we're going to see what wants to come of it. Definitely would love to see this market break out today on a Friday. That would be so cool. So, ooh, cool, doing Fridays, awesome. Yeah, brother. I think I'm going to make sure it works out with my schedule. I don't want to have it set in stone. This Friday, you know, I'll probably do it just to kind of wind things down, and we can bring up the news to see what's going on with everything, and you know, make sure that it does line up, because I don't want to say something and not do it. Obviously, that would never be a prime thing to do to any of your followers. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on all of that. So wow, Microsoft is not looking. Anytime it gets up there, it just sells off pretty stinking hard. So you know, I'm going to just go ahead and get out of this and call her quits. We're going to go ahead and call her quits. We're going to go ahead and join the sell side, but I don't like Microsoft to the sell side because of all that buying up in that area. So let's distract ourselves a little bit with some of these. Nothing really going on in small cap land. So maybe I look at, we go through the banks right here. We got lots of banks wicking off on the top there. Let's see what else. Key's just kind of trading sideways. PACW is still under that area of resistance. Schwab looks like it's trying to hold that area of resistance. That's nice. And UBC is still doing UBC things, as Credit Suisse is still pooping. It's still pooping. So, yep, we're gonna see, guys. What wants to come of this in these areas? Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. You know what I really want to see is the QQQs, because if QQQ is gonna hold that area, yes sirree Bob, and it looks like they are surely trying to hold that area. And if they do, you know, gosh darn true, that things are gonna start popping off at the mouth. So AAPL, WW small cap. Let's take a look at WW. WW, yeah, nothing really going on for WW here. We had this huge outburst to the north side and then it came back down. Now we're starting to see some liquidity pool in here, but I would say, you know, if it gets to this 422 area, you can see on the hourly that it is looking absolutely horrible. So if it gets up into this area, I'm going to say, you know, this area and this area are going to be its key areas of resistance, 4.2 and 4.4, and then it's going to fail even further. So we're going to see if that's what's going to end up happening with this trade or not. So we will see. So let's go ahead. I need to bring up the QQQs and I need to stay focused for a second to see what is actually going on in this. Let's see here. Yeah, we are getting some soaking. It's definitely trying to fight this area. So this is the, you know, maybe this is the, you know, the speculative trade. You know, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Sometimes you know, sometimes you don't know. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Because if you're not doing it, then you're in an alternate universe where things aren't what they are. And boy, wouldn't that be crazy? So, yes, sir, Bob. Big talking chin here. They call me Bob. I'm the big talking chin around these parts. So, how you doing? All right, let me take a sip of coffee and figure out what are we gonna do here. Boy, that is some good coffee. If you like coffee like I do, then you like it black, no sugar, and makes your heart race. So I should have made it a little bit weaker today because my heart is racing, and it's not because of the trades, guys. It's because of the coffee. I promise you that. But let's see, it's 11 o'clock, so we only got an hour left of trading with you guys today. So I do hope that you are enjoying it. If you're not, well, goodness gracious, leave me a like anyway. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I'm here. I'm going to be bringing you content every 3 days in this YouTube channel. So if you hit that like, hit that subscribe, you can see more content from me, guys. I will constantly be bringing you the best commentary, the analysis, and content that I can bring. I'll be bringing you a weekly update on Sundays. So that's what I like to do, guys. And if that's what you like to do as well, hit that like, hit that subscribe, because I am going to be here for you just as much as I want you to be here for me. So, goodness gracious, let's take a little peeky. Black tea for Ponzi Fonzie, yeah, baby. You know, that black tea can be absolutely delicious. I love an Earl Grey, that earthy taste, that Earl Grey. I do love Earl Grey. You know, I used to drink tea quite a bit. I was not really a connoisseur, but I wanted to try it all. You know, I wanted to try it all, and I was trying to drink tea for a while rather than coffee. But you know, that tea, it just doesn't hit like coffee does, I don't think. And you know, I've even tried the green teas. I've tried all that crap, and it just doesn't hit like a cup of coffee does, a cup of Joe. And if a cup of Joe doesn't hit like a cup of Joe, you just add another scoop in there, and then it, you know, really acts. But one thing I definitely can't get behind are those energy drinks. I drink those. I drank those energy drinks for years, man, and they're so addictive. And then you feel like you need one at least every morning to get you started. And then after that, it's like, you know, am I still in Meta? Let me just double check. No, we're not in Meta. I do like it though, where it's at. But what about NUGT? Did it break back down yet? It looks like it's trying to, but it keeps getting soaked up. So, you know, I'm not sure really what's going on with NUGT, but we're going to keep Microsoft up here because it's a pretty big trade right here. Let's see, worked in the UK for 5 years, was rite of passage. Yeah, I hear you, man. If you're in the UK, yeah, they're definitely sipping on that tea all day, every day, you know. So that's awesome. It is a rite of passage. They have their tea times. They have their, you know, their tea breaks, which is always good. Actually, I looked up, you know, the whole break behind the, you know, behind the workforce. When they added the break into the workforce, they found out that they had so much more productivity in the labor force when you would give them a few minutes of break, because it was almost like they're working towards that break, and they would take some time out, and then they would feed their people on break. They would give them coffee, they'd give them tea, to really get their energy levels up on that break. So that break, that 5-minute break, was like, yeah, here you go, guys. Let us give you a break. We're gonna bring the break into the thing, and then here's coffee, here's tea. You know, go, and then it would ramp up production like crazy, and it was absolutely beautiful for our labor market at the time. But labor market used to be so strenuous back in the day. They would want you to work 12-hour days and not take any breaks, not take any days off. You know, back in the day when people were working, man, it wasn't like it was today, where you take some time off and you get a little time off, little So I need to be grateful for that and keep that in mind, because I'm in a position now where I do get to take some time off. I do, there are layoffs where, I'm getting paid to sit on my butt while I look for another job, which is absolutely awesome. I'm not getting that now, of course, because I blew my knee out, my MCL, so you don't get that when it comes to that. But guys, it's just one of those things, you learn a little bit from everybody. And that's one of the little things that I learned on a YouTube channel when they were talking about, the labor market and how, everything works together, and, the pros and the cons, and just the way it was back in the day. It makes you really appreciate what you got, So we got another hour here. Speaking of appreciate what we got, I got about another hour here with you guys, and I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, hit me a like. Let me hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be bringing you guys at least 3 pieces of content minimum every single week to LoFiTrader. So if you can get behind that, if that's something that you want to see executed and you want to watch this small community grow to something even bigger, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we want to be here for you just as much as you have been here for me. So thank you guys. I do appreciate your time and all of your support, of course. So let's run through the SPY. The SPY looks like it's getting a little cheeky push here at 397.05. Looking good. We got NUGT. Looks like it's actually starting to pull back again a little bit there. We're going to see what comes of it. And Microsoft trading at these lows at 278.90. So is this thing going to want to take off to the north side, or are we going to see this thing continually trading lower? I think that's going to need a little bit more time before it's going to give us an answer on that one there. Let's take a look at Meta, though, because Meta is the one that I am so stinking interested in. So here we go with Meta. We got Meta over here. I wanted to see this thing break out today, but again, I told you guys first thing this morning, we're right in a resistance area. So please be careful when you're holding onto these things in those resistance areas. So we're just kind of waiting to see what wants to come of that. We do have a pull on that. There's 14, and we're split in the middle, 50-50. So if you guys want to break that split in the middle on that question about Meta, go ahead and vote on the poll right now. We're going to see whoever votes on this poll is going to break that 50-50, and it'll be really interesting to see. We're going to know what you voted. We won't know who you are when you voted, but we know if you voted. So go ahead and vote on that poll, guys. We're going to go ahead and keep an eye on Microsoft here. We are long about 200 shares in this right now. The overall market looks like it's getting a pop off the bottom, but we're not seeing anything too crazy happen for Microsoft right now, right at these lows. So this might be a further breakdown to the south side. If that's the case, then we're going to exit this position, no big deal, and we're going to wait to see what it wants to do, if it wants to shape up, or if it wants to continue to head lower. So it looks like the Qs are starting to see some wicking off on that top there. It's making me want to change my mind on this overall trade here. So let's go ahead and distract ourselves to see what's going on. And we are seeing some SPY selling off right there. But we got plenty of room in the SPY. It's the QQQs that we don't have all the room. We're just bouncing around in between these two areas. So, knowing that the QQQs is weighted with Microsoft and a lot of your other big techs, it's going to make me really want to keep an eye on that. So there we go. Now it looks like Microsoft really broke down here. So this would be an area where I would want to go ahead and exit this. But you see this right here, this uptrend line? I really think that this has some meaning to it, especially because we're in an area where the VWAP was the past few days. So is it going to soak up in this area? Is this its liquidity clear out before it heads on higher? That's what I would like to just hang out for a little bit to find out, because if this is its last push and it's liquidity clear out on lower volume, then what I would want to see is a lot of soaking up here and its ability to continue to head higher. But if not, this might be a beautiful continuation on the short. So if you got your shorts, you might want to hold on to for a little bit longer at least to see if it wants to get down to this 278. So I hope you guys are kicking butt and taking names today, baby. Today, baby. So let's go ahead and run through and see if we have anything else. So ONON looks like it took a huge hit today. Looks great for a buy up on a huge hit like that, right? So we're going to see what comes of that. ACCD, it did end up bouncing off and taking off higher. SMCI looks like it's just trading sideways today. And ALGM, same thing, just trading sideways. So we're going to see what actually wants to come up of all of this. So now we're right on that trend line that I drew for you guys weeks ago. Weeks ago, we were at this trend line, and we're going to see if this is something that it wants to hold. If this area wants to hold, that'd be a great area to hold, especially if it creates a new higher high on the RSI. So right here, we created a lower low. We're creating a lower low on the candlestick. See how this is a low and this is a lower low? Well, if this wants to shape up here, it'll create a lower high on the RSI, which would be considered a divergence on the 5 minute. Let's take a look at the 2 minute to see what that looks like. So it looks like we're seeing the same thing on the 2 minute. Actually, we're seeing it on the 2 minute. It doesn't, it's not a lower high. So maybe not on the 2 minute, but we are seeing it on the 5. Are we seeing it on the 15? We want to see this confluency across the board before we try to add into this trade. The 5 minute just looks like it's oversold. So, maybe we, we buy into this and just get ready to sell. So we'll try and buy a little bit more into this, see if it wants to hold this area. There we go. We're in it. We got a few shares more there, but we're not going to hold on to this thing for a long time. We get one more steady bout down to the south side, and we're going to exit all of our trade, okay? No big deal, guys. No big deal. We're going to see what wants to come of it. So here we go. Let's go ahead and run through this really quick. We got the SPY. Looks like it's trying to find some support down there. We're going to see, because this is on the 15 minute, if it wants to start soaking up on there, that would look good for the overall market if it wants to hold in this area, but we know it still has plenty of room to come down. Let's look at NUGT. It looks like it is starting to roll over a little bit as Microsoft looks like it wants to continue to head lower, but a little bit of wicking there on the 5 minutes. So maybe we just set our stop to the bottom of that, and we will see what wants to come of it, because we don't want to go much lower than that right there. Okay, so we need to not buy, we want to sell these if it breaks down any lower, right? All right, there we go. So now we have our line in the sand. If it wants to stop us out, that's A-okay. We'll take it and we will run with it. No big deal. Here we go, and now we're out. So we are out on Microsoft for a small loss. No big deal. GEHC, let's take a little peeky gander at GEHC. GEHC is just kind of trading sideways right on that 10-day moving average. That looks really, really nice. We want to see this thing hold out, and this is a breakout area above it at 77.53. So if we are looking at something like that, we want to see it move one way or the other. If you're getting into this trade, just know it is a new recent IPO. It just came out last year right at in December. So keep that in mind, recent IPO and sitting at its highs. This could be a great area. It could go either way in this area, guys, so it's kind of diddling in the middle, but definitely something that you might want to keep on your watch list. All right, how much time we got? We got about an hour left. Let's see what's going on in the SPY, guys. So we need to zoom out. We need to get a better idea of what is going on. So we zoom out here. We take a look. SPY is just kind of trading in its middle. It's still looking safe for the SPY in these areas. We're still in NUGT. NUGT does look like it's popping back up in these areas. We're still up about $43 for that. Let's keep on moving along here. Microsoft, as you guys see, it's still breaking down in these areas. We're going to see where it ends up wanting to stop at. Let's take a look at, we need to get the Fang Mang stocks up here. Here we go. The IWM is at 172.73, guys. And we have the QQQs. It does look like it's really breaking down here. So if it wants to pop back up just like it is, the SQs might actually be a decent shot at this. But at these lows, if it wants to soak up, this might be that same look as it did here where it breaks down and starts to soak up in these areas. But we need to see some volume coming in before I can get behind anything like that, right? All right. So SQQQ looks like it's making this downward trend. We're going to see if it wants to hold out in these areas. But I'm telling you guys, I'm thinking that this is the bottom. I really do. Goodness gracious, I do. I just think, and I could just be, just very speculative here. We got a huge push down, on this Microsoft trade here. If it creates a new lower high on the 5 minute, let's take a look at the 2 here, because we've seen this, and it's just, created this new lower low, new lower high. So we're just breaking down. What do you guys got going on? Are you guys watching anything? You guys got anything going on? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Talk to me. Where you at? Where you at, dog? Let's see. So Microsoft's at 277.66 as everything is breaking down. Hopefully Netflix is too. NFlix. Let's take a little peeky gander. Yes, sirree. That was a beautiful short. Joshi called out at 334 if you were able to hold on to it because it went all the way up to 336 and now is just kind of diddling in this area. This is an area of support for Netflix in this 332. So if we start seeing some soaking there, that would be nice for that stock for sure. Yeah, Microsoft just keeps selling off here. Keep selling off. Keep wanting to head lower and lower and lower. Let's look at the 5-minute. Yeah, it looks even worse on the 5-minute. Kind of just breaking through all these areas. If we could find some support somewhere in this area, that'd be absolutely awesome. You know, I would love to see that. Let's take a look at the hourly, see where we're at on the oversold conditions. It doesn't look like we're oversold on the hourly just yet. If it wants to keep heading down, though, you know, that might actually happen. So we're going to see, guys. I could probably pull this back and go and do one of these numbers, you know. Since it broke through the first line, we could pull it back and just see if it wants to hold these other two lines. Or we just keep it where we were at so that we have a better understanding and idea of where the overall market is. Let's move this down. Let's see where we're at on Amazon. Amazon's breaking down right on that 10-day moving average. So this would be a great area of support for the AMZN if it wants to hold. Let's look at NVDA. All right. NVDA right here at this double bottom area for NVDA. It created this double bottom this morning. So it doesn't want to hold this on its intraday chart. That would be absolutely glorious for NVDA to hold, but if it breaks down from this area, we might be heading lower. Like I said, guys, it can come all the way down that 263.50 area and still be able to hold. So right here, Tesla's back down to that area where we wanted to see test. Right, we want to see this area test and hold, and it looks like it's tested. It came up, it touched this area as its resistance. So the only thing I can think of is this thing is going to continue to fail if it doesn't hold this area. All right, so lots of mixed signals here. You know, I'd love to see this thing break out higher, keep heading higher. You know, and maybe we test for that just to see if we can actually get that up above this area since it is holding this area. It did test this new low, but we're gonna need some volume, right, guys? We need some volume for this thing to actually push up and head higher. So are we going to get that volume? That's the real question here because a lot of things look like they're pulling back. Microsoft pulling back. Can we get to that support? Tesla pulling back. Can we get to that support? QQQ looks like it broke that area of that uptrend that we were considering support, and it's trying to head lower, lower, lower. So is this the big sell-off? Is this the big sell-off here that we were talking about this morning? That if we couldn't break out, we couldn't get out higher, and it doesn't hold this area, does it just sell, sell, sell? Well, it very well possibly could be, guys. And if that's what's going to happen here, then we're waiting for a pop to resell into things, okay? So that's just the kind of way I'm looking at things right now, guys. It doesn't have to be your buy or sell recommendations, absolutely not. We can look at NKE though. It looks like we got some sediment on that. So Nike looks like, yeah, it does look like it's back down here in this area of support, but it's selling off hard like a lot of other things. So I think we just need to be careful in this overall market because if things aren't going to hold, then we want to be short on this market, right? So just be careful out there. Make sure you're using good risk management. You're not on tilt. You're not going cray-cray. You know what I mean? You guys don't go cray-cray. Don't you go cray-cray on this show. So we got the IWM down here trying to base at this bottom here. It's looking weak. It's looking like a distribution. The QQQs are still breaking down here, guys. Still just flushing out pretty quickly. Looking more like a panic than anything as Netflix looked like it wants to squat back down here on that 332 as support. We're going to see what wants to come of that as Microsoft comes all the way back down to test this area down here. It doesn't want to hold this area because the things are just looking mega sold off on this stock. And goodness gracious, I would love to just soak this thing up for that push to the north side, but are we going to get it? That's the real question. Are we going to get it from Microsoft? If we can, that would be just so beautiful to catch it from down here and then push ever stinking higher. You know, a part of me just said, why didn't I take out all of that and then wait to try and take this trade down here, you know, it's a-okay. You know, I need to just start playing those levels of support and resistance. So since we got up in here and we were already in here twice, should have just sold out, you know, but I'm always trying to hold out for that bigger piece. And I even said it when we were up there, guys, don't hold on for these breakouts. I don't recommend it, you know, and then here we are holding on for that breakout, giving back everything that we gain and then some. So it's a-okay though. Sometimes that's how trading is going to be. So no big deal. No big deal, guys. Let's go ahead and see what Nugget's doing over here. We want to see how good old NUGT is doing on this side. So it looks like it's trying to push back up. I don't think I'm going to sit here and let this thing, you know, fight and flutter for too much longer. I think I'll just set my stop on this at just above this area. So that way, if it does get back up into this area, I'm saving my money and I'm not losing anymore. Why did it do that? That's weird. I have it on, oh, because it's on 300. Holy guacamole. Good thing it didn't let me do that. So there we go. If it wants to get up above this area that's showing me its area of support or of resistance, and it breaks through that resistance, I want to be out of this trade for a small win. All right, so Microsoft still breaking down here. Wow, what a huge flood to the south side. You know, I just can't see it. You know, I can see it going lower, but if it does, I'm gonna be adding into this trade to see if we can hold this uptrend. I do like this uptrend, especially on the hourly, guys. If we zoom out to this hourly, look how beautiful this uptrend is. I do really like it. If it breaks this uptrend, then it's a huge no-go for me. I don't want to be a part of it if it breaks this uptrend, so we're just going to hold on for a little bit to see what actually wants to come of this. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Things are looking great. Let's go ahead and run through this. Let's fill up the coffee though, because we only got 50 minutes left in the trading day, and goodness gracious, what a beautiful trading day it has been so far, as we see the SPY pushed up at those highs, creating a great short opportunity to get in short. Looks absolutely scrumptious. Same thing for the IWM. We talked about this morning about all these areas that we were pushing up into and just how absolutely beautiful they were to short, areas to short. Now I was holding on to the long because I want to see it push up back through there. We took out some on Meta. We took you know, a little bit out here and there, but we didn't take out nearly as much. So now we're waiting for these pullbacks so we can try to buy up at these lows to see if we can get back up at those highs to see if we want to try and push up through them. If not, we want to continue to head lower. Well, then I'm going to be all hands off deck, and I'm going to be on the ship sailing shorts with the rest of you bears. So you know I'm a bear with bull horns. I love to see the market head up higher because of the 401ks, the Roth IRAs, all that good stuff, all that good sentiment. But as you know, I'm a bear. I'm a bear sometimes in a bull market. Sometimes I like to see those things hit up to those highs, and I like to short them too. So I play both sides of this thing, and guys, I absolutely love to do it. So if you can get behind that, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because guys, I love to be here. I love doing this for you, and I hope that you can do the same. So let's keep on keeping on, guys. I want to make sure that we are looking at a little bit of everything. Amazon's starting to see a little bit of soaking off that bottom. That's always good news. So amen for you, AMZN. Meta looks like maybe it found a nice cheeky little bid down here at 202.62, but it's still way too early to tell this thing can continue to fail. And if it does, we want to make sure you know about it. And now we are out of NUGT for another $26 win on that. Absolutely beautiful for NUGT. I think I made a total of $60 on that trade. So good for me, good for you. Hope you took it. And it looks like, yeah, Tesla is soaking up. It is showing strength down here at that 193 area. So can Tesla continue to hold and continue to head higher? As let's keep our eye on Microsoft, because it's not getting me in that other 100 shares. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I want to see it happen. I want another 100 shares of this to carry on, wayward son. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Okay, so there we go. Finally, in that Microsoft trade, MSoft, right over here on the top right-hand side. We're playing this trend line that I pointed out for you in pre-market. We got about 200 shares in it so far. Part of me wants to add into this just because I would love to see this thing test again. If this thing can test again, I would take out half my share size this time. And of course, then I would be saving the other half to see if it would break out or break back down. down. So we're in a very good price here. I do like this area, and we're gonna see if this thing wants to rip city biscuit, rip city. You're in Kansas, Ponzi Fonzie? Goodness gracious, or you want me to look up the ticker symbol, Kansas? Can you trade states? That'd be cool. You know, like you can pretty much speculate on almost anything in here, you know, and as traders, we'll speculate on anything. Personally, as long as it has a chart, I will speculate on it. But yeah. So yeah, guys, just make sure that you're live up on the chat. Make sure you hit the live button so that you're caught up on the chat at all times. And yeah, no, much appreciate you guys being here. Love this absolutely awesome trading day, guys. We're gonna hope to see something amazing. But if you guys haven't noticed, or if you haven't heard the news, I'm going to be here giving you guys three pieces of content every week, guys. We're gonna do this every single week. We're gonna be bringing you 3 pieces of content. Fridays we'll be doing a live trading from 8 until 12, and then Saturdays and Sundays I will be bringing you a short and a video. So at least 3 pieces of content, one way or another. There will be 3 pieces somewhere to be found. And yeah, definitely want to be here for you guys, and I want you to be here for me to watch this trading, this trading community grow as it has been so stinking fast, guys. I think we've been open for almost 2 months. We're almost to that 380 marker. We might be above that. I think we're like 370 or 380, something like that on subscribers. I don't know. Haven't checked in a little bit, but guys, I'm absolutely pumped. Absolutely pumped to be here. Absolutely pumped for the change of the schedule. There's going to be new things to come. No, Kansas was the band. My way. Oh! Oh my goodness. You see, that's what happens when I get to talking, you know. I get to talking and it's like I say things and then I'm on to the next thing so stinking fast. It's almost like, man, you know, I really wish I knew what the heck I was saying so I could keep up with you guys, but you're trying to keep up with me. Goodness gracious, I can't keep up with this chin. It's on a race. This chin's on a race, and it comes around the corner, and now it's passing its chin hairs, and goodness gracious. But yeah, guys, we're in long for this Microsoft. We're going to see if this trend line actually wants to hold, because, you know, I draw you guys these trend lines all the time. They always work, and then I never take these actual plays. So we're going to take it. We're going to see to it, and we're going to see if we want to actually make some money off of this. Looks like the Q's had a little soaking up to do, and it looks like it started to head lower. We're going to see, do we really want to keep on Kansas on our wayward son, you know what I mean? So we're going to see, we got 300 shares of this to the north side, at least that's what we're hoping for, and I say that respectfully. And why do I say hope and why do I say respectfully? Because if we can't will this thing to the north side, then we have to use stop losses. So make sure that you guys always, if you're taking trades, don't follow my trades. Make sure you do your own trades. I'm here for your entertainment, and I'm here to show you the analytics of the trade. So why did I take this trade? Well, if we zoom out on the 5-minute, you can see we have this 5-minute uptrend. And if we zoom out, we can call it an hourly uptrend. So if you see this hourly uptrend right here, those are the ones I like to play. I want to see them to break out and then come back and retest. And that's exactly what we've seen here. We've seen it break out. We caught a long. We held onto this long all the way until it broke my area support. And then I said, if it gets now down about this area, we will add into this trade. And that's exactly what we did here. So we're going to hold on because this is going to be my last trade on Microsoft. So if it does want to break down this area, it does want to stop me out, we're going to say, hey, that was fun. It was fun. And I really enjoyed it. But we're not going to go too crazy. We're not going to go full tilt on our last day, right? No full tilt on the last day. So we're going to see if this wants to hold out of this area. If we can get some volume in this area, I would love to see to it to the north side and break out on volume. So we are seeing some volume come in, not an extreme amount of volume, not nearly as much as I would like to see, but if it keeps coming in and we keep building those new lower highs from here, I think this could be an absolutely amazing trade to the north side. Now, if you're looking at the 5-minute, this is what we would call a RSI divergence trade on the 5-minute though. So I know a lot of people that watch it on a few different time frames, but I'm playing this on the 5-minute. So this is an RSI divergence, meaning it flashed us first thing in this morning. It flashed and oversold right here at this bottom. I'll just bring this up for you. This is showing oversold, but this time it's lower than its last oversold and higher on our RSI. So that's what I consider an RSI divergence. Now, depending on how you play RSI divergence, or if you play RSI at all, these are just one of many trades that I like to try and take. And so I'm taking this one. They don't always work, especially on very bearish markets or very, very bullish markets, you're not going to see these things always work out. So that's why we always have risk in mind. We always use risk management. We're always trying to hold for the longer expected move. But if it doesn't want to shape up, then hey, no big deal. We will get out and we will be done for the dizzy on micro Sizoft, okay? So that's just what we're doing here. We're gonna see what wants to come of that. So we can even really speculate going on the 1 minute and go, oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire, you know. And on the 1 minute, you can see that it's just oversold. All right, which means that we could just go right back and oversold. So 5 minute, you know, the 5 minute looks good, but the 1 minute looks like crap. So, and there we go. It looks like we are going to head lower, and I need to put my stop loss in for this so that way we don't die in this trade completely, right? We don't want to die. So we're going to set our stop loss right here, and that's going to be my last trade for the day. We got 300 shares on micro Sizoft. And this is our final stand for the day on Microsoft. So if it wants to break down and it wants to get me out, that's okay. We'll take the loss on the day, the loss on the month, and all that good stuff, and we'll call it good. We'll say, hey, it was fun. You know, it was fun. But you know, it is what it is, guys. So we'll see if this overall market wants to shape up, and we could probably get an inclination on it because the SPY is continually still breaking down with more room to break down. We have the QQQs trying to find a new lower high here, but still looking weak. We have a lot of sell-off volume. I'm not seeing a lot of regular volume coming in on that 5 minute. And then we have Netflix still breaking down continuously, and it looks like it's doing it fairly fast as well. So Microsoft, same thing. You know, we're up we're about break even on this trade now, but if it can't get this pop here, you know, I'm going to be a big bear in the market. I'm not going to focus on any of these longs. So AMZN also look like it's coming down. Meta looks like it's still breaking down, not finding any new higher lows just yet. Let's see, NVDA still playing in the middle, not broken down all the way down to that 264 area yet. Looks like it's trying to find a bid here at 266, but not very trustworthy. Same thing with Tesla. It did test that base twice and held, so that might be great for Tesla in this area if it can push through 195 on volume. Let's go ahead and look at AAPL. It's kind of just trading sideways, guys, just trading below its previous closing price, but just trading sideways. Google did look like it broke down. We're seeing some wicking on that 5 minute, touched that 102.73, and they got soaked up pretty hard. So we're gonna see what wants to go with that as Riot breaks on down. It looks like Bitcoin is probably breaking on down too if we just take a little peeky gander. And yes, it did. Just like we said, you know, we want to see this thing. Personally, I want to see it break down to here, but you know, it's doing what it needs to do. So A-okay. Let's go ahead and look at a few honorable mentions. Etsy, it did get above that 200 moving average and then broke down. We got Snaps back up there at 11.95. Wow, Snap still looks really strong with an overall pullback in the market. NASDAQ at 12,727. Let's take a look at the dollar. The dollar looked like it pushed up in pre-market 2 days ago, but today it's been slowly trailing off. It's at 109.97. With the VIX now starting to rise up. It's at 2162. With the VIX rising, that might mean that there's more sell-off in the market, but it's just trading around 2161, so nothing to be too alarmed about there. SMH kind of broke down from those peaks. I was talking about this being a good buy area if the market looks strong, but because we're all just kind of at those peaks, we need to see the market actually break out from this area. So let's keep on going. The SPY, let's take a look at the SPY for my boy New Vision. All right, so the SPY, yeah, the SPY is just kind of traded. Let's zoom out here. So we have the pre-market bottom, which was around 395.50, and we bottomed at 395.87, so it might be using that as some form of support. It doesn't want to hold here though. I don't usually use pre-market as much of a support. I think it can come all the way down to 394.25 personally before we actually see this thing, the SPY shaping up. Now I could be wrong, this thing could just go straight to the north side, but with technical analysis I would say, you know, it's still got plenty of room to come down to retest this VWAP area in pre-market from the previous day and retest this uptrend line that we have sitting here. So we'll see what wants to happen with the SPY, but it's not looking all that delicious. All right, so the IWM still kind of breaking down here. It looks like the QQQ is still just kind of trading right in this middle, which is good. You know, it's good if we want to see this thing actually hold this area, but if it doesn't want to hold, this could be bad news bears for the overall market because we're not seeing a lot of volume coming in right here at 11:30, which, you know, we don't usually see a ton of liquidity coming in until about 1 or 2 o'clock. So, that's pretty good. Netflix still breaking down here. Wow, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. We're continuing to see flushes in Netflix, continuing to see downward pressure. Let's see, Microsoft is getting that bounce off of that area that we're holding on to. Dow Jones Industrials breaking down. It looks like from that push this morning. It was a beautiful push. AMZN looks like it's back at its lows. Meta looks like it's trying to push up higher. Its lows it reached at that 202.61. Now trading at 203.22. NVDA still diddling in the middle here, but at its lowest for the day or close to it. 265 was the lowest, 265.59, and now it's at 266.12. So, will it hold? Will it hold as Tesla trying to push back up to that 195 area? It's trading at 194.68. Microsoft's just kind of bouncing around in this area, trading sideways. We're up about $66 on this trade, but that's nothing compared to what I want to get to, so I didn't want to look at my P&L on this, to be very, very honest. I don't want to look at my P&L, to be honest, to be very, very honest. Yeah. Can you tell I'm running out of words to say? Absolutely hilarious. Guys, but I'm only here for 30 more minutes, so if you like what I'm doing, if you're doing what I'm like, well then hit that like, hit that subscribe, because we're trying to create a bunch of like-minded investors. We want to see all these like-minded investors come together right now. Subscribe to me. All right. And if you don't like my singing, well... Sometimes I don't either, so we can be like-minded investors in that mindset too. So that's a-okay. But okay, let's see what Microsoft wants to do here. It looks like you know, it's just kind of trading back and forth. Does it want to hold these wicks? Does it want to continue higher? Does it want to smack me in the face and say, "Man, what you doing? We're only at 15 bucks." That's the swings when you're taking big trades like this. You can get big swings like that. You know, I was up 60, now I'm only up 15, and that was a matter of seconds, just a few ticks. That's all it takes, and that's why we got our stop loss where it's at, because if this thing wants to flush out on me extremely fast, if it wants to flush quick, I want to be out quick. So that's why I got my mark set right then and there. But if this thing wants to continue to head on higher and keep making me money, this would be probably the best area for me to buy into. So I'm very, very confident about this area until I am not, right? So here we go. We're going to see if this thing wants to hold, if this thing actually does hold and wants to head higher. This is going to be an absolute beautiful, beautiful trade. If it wants to break me out, well, we'll call it good for the day and we'll be happy with what we have done. What have I done? That's darn tootin', baby. So we're going to see what wants to come about of this. Now, Tesla, let's see you make new lower highs here, because it keeps making new lower lows. It makes me want to short you. You know, I hate being a shorty short because, you know, I want to be a longy longerson where things go up, not down, baby. Let's take a look at Meta. It still looks like it's trying to find an area, but, you know, this might not hold either. Things are looking pretty weak right now, but weak might be the best time to buy, so keep that in mind. Tesla looks like it's trying to form a new lower high there. It looks like Apple is still flushing at its lows for the day, 159.46. Google also flushing out, but it got bought up on a 5-minute wick, big 5-minute wick, bought up about $1 there. We're going to see if that wants to hold. Riot down there, way back down there at that $8 area that I talked about before that I really like and would like to see hold. So let's see Bitcoin. This Bitcoin, so last time we were in that $8 area, I think we're somewhere right around this area. So it's the Riot's actually still overpriced, or maybe they're just trying to keep it priced into the right area. But Riot all the way back down to this $8 area. So if you're looking for an area for Riot to be buying into, this $8 area is very speculative because it has held as support before. And so we're going to see if it wants to hold as support again. So that would be really cool if it could. And if it doesn't, then so be it. We're not in the trade yet. ETSY, let's look at Snap. Yeah, Snap's just looking really strong in this market. Excuse me. Really strong in this market. So Ponzi, yeah baby, yeah baby. How's NUGT doing? Okay, I'm glad we got out of this trade. We made some nice money on NUGT. That was a nice $60 win on NUGT, so we're going to get that off the list. Let's take a look at Meta. You know, I really want to be a part of this Meta. I do. I almost want to take another trade on Meta, but we're not going to. We're just going to hold out. We'll keep an eye on Meta because I already am well in over my head for this Microsoft trade with 300 shares to the long side, guys. Yes, I do have 300 shares to the long side, so we are doing a very, very big trade here. This is probably going to be my biggest trade ever. So if you guys want to keep on keeping on with watching this, we got 30 minutes left in the day. This will, well, I hope it will continue on because, you know, I want to hold on to this for the longer term. I don't want to just hold on to this for now. Like I said, when I bought into this here to try and hold on to this for this breakout, well, because it didn't work out and I stopped out, I decided I'm buying in at this area and I'm waiting for the breakout now. Okay, so I'll probably get half out right before the breakout so that way I'll be up big time on the day. But if this thing stops me out, then so be it. So my price target is I'd like to see it back up here at this 281 to take out half, and then I will take out the other half, maybe never, you know, because these might be the absolute best time to buy Microsoft shares. Now, I could be wrong, but we will see because that is just what I'm doing. So right now, just on this trade, we're up about $87, which is absolutely nothing compared to where I want to be. So we're gonna act like that $87 doesn't even exist. And we need to understand that we have 300 shares in this to the long side, so I need to make sure I do 300 shares when it comes to selling this. So if it breaks out this area, I need to make sure I'm getting out 300 shares, not 100, and then this thing absolutely completely bombs on me. Okay, so there we go. I'm glad I re-looked at that. We revisited that because that could have been a very speculative trade. Now we're up $100 on this trade. Sure, of course, deep down in my stomach, I'm saying, hey, just exit, take this money, and have a nice day, sir. But you know, that's not the trade. That's not what I want to hold on for, and I want to make money today. So that's out of the question. The SPY does get a nice bounce up off that bottom of 396. Wow, what a beautiful move there. IWM the same. Now, is this bounce up going to be rejected at the VWAP area? That's going to be the real question here, guys. But the QQQ also is getting a nice little bounce there. But the question is, after that huge sell-off, is the QQQs going to be able to get back up into that into this pennant that I showed you, or is it going to use that pennant as a sell-off area, which makes me pretty nervous about all of this because, you know, if it doesn't hold this area, you know, I'm obviously, if the QQQs are going to head down, it's probably going to be moved because Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, stocks like that aren't holding. So if they don't hold, well, hey, you know, goodbye, have a nice day. You know, we're going to be out, and you know, we'll do, you know, we're doing what we got to do. You got to do what you got to do to get it done, right? Because if you're not doing what you got to do to get it done, then how are you supposed to stay on the grind, baby? We got to stay on the grind at all times, and that's why we are here for pre-market prep at 8 in the mornings on Fridays. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see that, guys, because you know I love to speculate with the rest of them. So now we're pulling back on lighter volume. Can we see some bigger green volume coming in to buy this Microsoft up in these areas? I would like to see that. Come on, bulls. Can we feel the noise, bulls? Can we head to the north side, bulls? Or are the bears sitting heavy on the shoulders of the bulls? Are they going to keep us underwater? Are they going to keep us down? Well, that's a-okay. If we do, then that, you know, that's part of it, right? Netflix right here at this inflection point. Yesterday's highs, yesterday's resistance area, if you will. It looks like we're seeing a small area of soaking at that 330 area. If we can continue to soak here for Netflix, this might actually head up higher with some of the rest of the trades. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Looks like it's breaking down a little bit at 277.76, but still holding those lows. So can it hold? We would love to see that happen. AMZN still breaking lower, 97.93 right now. We're going to need to see this thing start to turn around as Meta creating those lows there at, let's take a look, 202.64, trading at 203.43 now. It looks like it's wanting to push higher, which is absolutely great. We're starting to see a little bit of volume now come in from Microsoft, which is good news for the bulls at least. And now we have NVDA. Did it actually find a bottom? That would be nice. So we're going to see what can we do with this little push here, guys. It looks like we're rounding the corner here for a lot of these stocks. We got Tesla back up into this resistance area right at VWAP already. So does the rest of the stocks want to follow suit? Do the rest of the stocks want to try and continue higher because we have a lot of soaking up in these areas on a lot of these bigger tech names. So if they can soak up, if it can push higher, then I know for a fact my Microsoft trade will want to push up and move higher as well. So that's what we're waiting on for. That's what we're holding on to, and that's what we are going to see right here. As Snap, what a beautiful breakout. Snap went right up there at its peak highs, and it looks like it's just kind of sitting up there now, and this would be a great area to short this because that last time it was up here and it's pushed up. Now, if the overall market wants to push up with Snap, you know, this is going to be a great area to break through, but this is the multi-monthly highs, guys. It has not been able to break out, and let me just draw a line for you. Here's the daily. Has not been able to break out of this area of 1250 ever. So if it can break out of this area of 12 to go test 1250, that would be an even better area for a short. But you know, if we can't get that, then that's a-okay for Snap. You know, maybe it can come back down to my level of 11 for a buy-in price target. But that looks really good for Snap right there, that push. Is it going to hold? We'll see. Definitely going to have a pullback, but to where will that pullback be is the real question, okay? So, excuse me, I tried to cover that one up. Let's go ahead and look at the QQQs. We want to see these Qs hold for this Microsoft trade. We also want to see, you know, Tesla. We already know that Tesla is right there at those highs. So we want to see Tesla make a new lower high here. So even if it does pull back from this area, a new lower high would be absolutely beautiful on this 5-minute. Let's take a look at the hourly to get a better sentiment here. Yeah, and it's trying to hold. It's trying to hold this 193.25 that we pointed out for you guys. And it did break out of this downward trend line. So that looks very bullish for overall for Tesla. Now I think the buy was down here at its lows at 193.50 area, maybe a little lower, but you know, as you guys know, you can't catch everything. So keep in mind that Tesla does look good. It's looking strong right now in the overall market. Now let's take a look at old delicious and nutritious Apple as it did bounce. Look at that. It did bounce off of that upward trend line and started to head lower. Oh goodness, it looks like Microsoft doesn't want to do my bidding for me. Is it going to hold out these bottoms, or is it going to break down and stop us out for our last trade of the day? If it does, that's a-okay, guys. No big deal, but we're going to see what wants to come of it, and maybe it gets a nice little soaky soakerson up there on that base, because on the hourly for the QQQs, we are seeing a nice soak up in this area. If you guys remember this area, we just traded sideways really hard the day after the FOMC meeting. It just bounced around, wicks off the bottom, wicks off the top, and just traded this range, which was absolutely beautiful for day traders for those range. So there we go. We're out on Microsoft for a small loss, actually a big loss, but that's a-okay, guys. We wanted to make sure that we held out for the bigger trade, and that's why we put our stop loss in there, guys, because that stop loss right there, for that stop loss, if we didn't get out of that stop loss and I tried to get out now, it would have been a lot harder to get out. So there we go. There's the breakdown of Microsofty. So is Microsoft going to head on to the south side from here? That would be very interesting. So very cool. Very interested to see what actually comes about of all of this. So yes, sirree, Bob. Yes, sirree, Bob. We are doing it. We are doing it today, baby. So, wow, look at Microsoft now really breaking down here, guys, really breaking down. So, let's see if we can get in a short at these highs for Snap. That's the only one that I've seen so far. Bye friends, see you tomorrow. Bye Granny Rainey, we won't be here tomorrow, but we'll see you on Friday, okay? We'll see you on Fridays. So thank you so much for stopping in. We'll see you on Fridays. I love you, and I hope you have a great day. We only have about 20 minutes left, so guys, if you see something that you want to see or something that you want to talk about, you need to let me know, because I want to be about it. I want to talk about it. I want to be about it. Let's be about it, baby. So let's see what we got going on here. We got Microsoft. We got Snap up at these highs. Microsoft is actually starting to soak up now, of course. You know, after it stops me out, then of course it's going to soak. It's going to soak, and it'll probably head higher from here. Whatever. Yeah, Snap at these highs looks really interesting. You know, I don't want to deny it. I don't want to deny the fact that good old Snap is snapping up, snapping back down. So we're going to see what comes of it. Good old Microsoft, though, man. Microsoft really had my ticket today. We should have just got out when we were at these resistances, and that, you know, it's key. It's key. That's why I'm glad you guys are watching me, because I even called it out. You know, I called out what I should be doing, and then I didn't do it. I said, nah, we're gonna hold on. Nah, we're gonna hold on. You know, I should have at least taken out half. You know, and then I would at least be up that portion of the money. But it's a-okay. Sometimes you gotta learn from other traders, and sometimes as a trader you gotta learn the hard way, because I've said that over and over and over again, and it did not happen the way I wanted it to. But that's a-okay, guys. We got plenty of time, so keep an eye on it. We'll see what Snap wants to do. Goodness, it doesn't want me getting this other 100 shares short, does it? Okay, love you too. See y'all Friday, I hope. Yes, sir, Bob. We'll see you on Friday, Granny Randy. Thank you so much for being such an awesome support. And I'll give you a call later today and let you know what's going on. Bye. Love ya. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes. 20 minutes left of this this live stream, and we're going to see what we actually want to come of it. So what is going to happen here? What is going to come up of this trading dizzy? This dizzy. So I cannot get over Microsoft. I just cannot get over it. I just really think that this is its area. Like, this is its area. I don't want to sit here and fight it and go on tilt or anything like that. But, you know, if this is what's going to happen for this, then, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, I'm a part of it. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about? So we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. I'm going to keep a close eye on it, because I really do want to be a part of that north side. I'm going to put Snap down here, make sure we don't forget about Snap. Yep, Microsoft failing here. 202.87. What a beautiful short here, guys. What a beautiful short. I hope if you did get that short that you are holding on to it. You know, wow, just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful day in the market today for the overall market. Not really to the north side, though, so not too good for the market. Let's take a look at Tesla, because we're back up into those areas. Yeah, so this is looking like a short now to me. So we're going to see what we can do with Tesla on the short side now, since we're into a resistance area. There we go. All right, we're shorting Tesla now. We're going to see if we can't hold on to this thing for the south side move here, because we're in its resistance area, and we're going to see if it wants to fail. But of course, it looks like Microsoft wants to soak up at these bases. It's a-okay, because you got my money. Last day, baby. We're going out on a bang, baby. A bang, baby. So right here, we're 300 shares short on Tesla. Bang, bada bing, bada boom. We're going to see if we want to continue to the south side with this overall market. Why did we take Tesla rather than Microsoft? Well, simply put, Tesla is in an area of resistance. I have it marked here. So if it can hold that resistance and head lower, then I want to be a part of that short sale trade, right? So if that is the truth, then that's why we're taking it. And that's a-okay, baby, a-okay. So here we go. We're going to see what comes of that. Let's see. Bro, you back Friday or sooner? I'll be back on Friday, brother. I'll be back on Friday. We're going to try and do live streaming on Fridays only. And then I'm going to bring you 3 pieces of content, 1 live streaming, and then a short and a video throughout each week. So that's my goal, is to make sure I'm bringing you 3 pieces of content a week. That way we can continue growing this community. And then I'll probably be back in 6 or 7 months on a steady routine, you know, doing that, doing this, constantly, Monday through Friday. But right now, you know, I want to get back to work. I want to make some more money, put more money into my retirement, my pension, my 401k. You can't do all that at once while you're here. So that being said, you know, I got to do what I got to do, so that way I can get it done. You know, so I'll be back on Friday, definitely. But other than that, you guys will get to see me putting out other live content, making sure everything stays up to date and up to snuff, because we want to make sure we take care of stuff. There goes Microsoft. That's why we got stop losses in right there, guys. Microsoft looks like it is breaking down. You're absolutely welcome, Ponzi Fonzie. And I hope I got your subscription, brother, because I want to see you here any time that I'm on or any video that I send out, so that way you can be here with me, brother, because I love this community. I stinking love you guys, and you know, I really do hope that we can continue to work together. So I'm gonna go ahead, since it looks like it is trying to hold off here, we're gonna have to buy half of this. We're just gonna lock in some of these profits right here, and then we're going to hold this last 150 shares to the south side for Tesla to see if we can't do a little something with it, just because we've seen some slowing, some stutters, some steps here, and not a big flush, another big flush. So you know, I don't want to hold on to 300 shares short on the Tesla when we're already up, when we could just lock in those profits and then take the rest for break even. So I'll just do that now, so that way we already have an understanding of what I'm going to do here. So we have 150 shares short, still at 194.59. So if I go to 194.59 right here, that's where I got it in. That's going to be where my break even is on the last piece of this trade. All right, so can I hold on to this last 150? Yes, I sure can, especially with another push down like that. That's beautiful. So we're going to see what comes of that. Can this thing continue to head lower? That would be absolutely beautiful for me, not for the overall market, because as you know, that Tesla is pretty heavily weighted in here. So that's looking awesome, guys. We got about 15 minutes left, so I want to just go ahead and take a quick second out to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you. I do appreciate you guys being here. Well, I had some time off to do this, guys. You know, I absolutely love this, and I get chills when I'm talking about the trade. You're never going to find anybody as passionate as myself on the market, finding these analytics, these levels, this commentary, and taking you live trades. I put it all on the line for you guys right here every single day, and now I'm going to be doing that off air. I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to show you guys what I can and can't do off air, so that way we always can learn to continuously make that money, baby. You know, you like to make money. I like to make it too, and that's why we created a community all around it, so we have like-minded investors, so we can bring up and talk about the same things. And if you're not a part of the Discord already, I suggest you join this Discord, guys. This Discord is awesome. I'm always going to be a part of the Discord, so I'll always be live in that Discord, right? So if you guys want to know what's happening, go ahead and join this Discord, and I'll just send you a little invite here, so that way I know that you have it. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Ta-da! Here you guys go. And now it, oh, oopsie. All right, and there we go. Now it's in the chat. You guys go ahead. If you don't use Discord, that's A-okay, guys. You can just make sure you're subscribed, so every time I pop on, you'll be able to see me, and we will keep on keeping on, baby. So we're still short on this Tesla trade, guys, and we don't have too much longer left. So I just want to give you I want to say goodbye, all right? So I'm going to take off now, guys, and I just want to let you guys know that I love each and every one of you, especially my OGs. I know there's only 4 of you in here right now, so thank you guys so much. We'll see you on Friday, and I'll be bringing you the best content I can possibly bring you. So thank you guys so much for being here with me, but I got to go make some money. Talk to you guys later. Thank you guys so much. Peace.